Sports fans of all ages, ESPN 93.5 and Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG and the marquee J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
You can tell by the way I rode show day that I'm a ladies' man, a businessman. Condos on the shoulder and moves about the fam. We are back in the Hassle Palace, Quad Cities.
Attaboy.
That's right. This is Don't Hassle Us Local. We're live from our own little Hassle Palace.
Attaboy.
Brought to us by Dunright Satellite in Dish.
That's right.
It's all three of us, too. Stat Cat's in the house.
We got all three of us. We've got a revolving door of guests.
I know. It's great.
We had good guests yesterday. Caitlin sent
Can
it.
you get a revolving door?
It's almost like that.
That'd be kind of... You know what? Hey, if you're out there listening, sales department, we want to trade out for a revolving door.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Now.
Remember when we didn't even have a door? So
Yeah.
we had a sliding glass door. Well, first things first. Want to thank everybody for sharing the post on ESPN 93.5 when we played the Wave song. It's We Wave, sorry. And by Dallas and the Iowa football player. And thanks for everyone for sharing that ESPN 93.5. Plus, Caitlin stepped in for you yesterday. And we had Pete in from 7G. And we also had
What kind
Dan
of beer did you
Vasco.
sample? Get a look at the garbage.
No. I have the thing. I don't know. I always forget how to say it. The fan Bud Light.
Fan can.
Fan can. It's kind of half. Got the black and gold on
Remember
it.
when they did the different colors for different teams and stuff?
I
Yeah.
can still have some.
They
I'm pretty
kinda
sure there's some
remade
people
it.
down there that have a fan cave, that man cave, that have their old
You
cans.
totally have a man cave.
I do not have a man cave. I've never had a man cave. This might be the first time I referred. No, I've referred to man caves before. I did not refer to my basement as my
You
man
got a
cave.
she-shack?
I do not have a she shed, a she shack, or a she place, or anything like that. I don't like any of those terms. It's just my basement, and it's got a TV in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and an illegal Amazon Fire Stick. That's I don't know.
They're illegal?
Now, anyway, I'm sure, but you know those cans we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
They get these.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, now
Do we have an echo, Jay? Is there any reason?
it's probably the audio.
If we do, it might be me.
Yeah.
Yep, I forgot one.
But see, now it just puts the black and gold on top. And then we also got to have the new Goose Island Oktoberfest.
Jump back.
Oktoberfest oder Marzen.
That's right.
Ist meine Oktoberfest?
And we had the 11U USSSA World Series champions, Davenport North kids, the 11U majors. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching us today. A lot of fun. Today we're going to have the one called Manders.
Yes.
Former Iowa football player, fullback, Steve Manders going to be in. Now professional wrestler for SCW around the Midwest. He's going to talk about his travels that he's been going on. He's going to come in today. We have Bobby Metcalf. Haven't talked to him in a while. We're going to talk some prep sports. We are in postseason for the Iowa high school softball and baseball. So we'll catch up with him. Koss is up in Fort Dodge right now as we speak. So he's out for tomorrow.
Koss is working hard.
1:15, we're going to have Tom Kaker come in. He's going to talk about Media Day and, just start
Kicker,
getting,
I'm on a diet now. Don't be bringing any sweets.
just start getting ready for some Hawkeye talk. And then at 1:45, we have the interim sportsbook manager from Rhythm City going to come in and just talk to us. And we're going to ask him a bunch of questions that he's going to, make his head spin about gambling.
That's cool.
So, like I said, we got a revolving door today.
Do you know how hard it is to keep your diet going in California, Jay?
How hard?
Well, it's really hard because there's a lot of things that are legal out there.
Well,
like
what's that
legal-
got to do with your diet?
Well, you get the munchies.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But I did it. I maintained my discipline out there.
You did.
Mm-hmm. I
Good,
promise.
good for you. I'm proud
So
of
much
you.
fun.
All right. Most importantly, I pointed this out earlier, right?
I don't know.
Well, I did on social media. July 24th, 1983.
The pine tar.
The Pine Tar Incident.
George Brett.
My favorite of all time. And I've told you this, guys, before. I've talked about the Pine Tar Incident and what, of course, we spare no expense.
You
And
know
we-
what happened 26 years ago before that on today?
26
Tell us.
26 years ago before that today.
Yeah.
I think I have a good idea. Why don't you tell us? I have a good idea.
Apollo landed back
Yeah.
on Earth.
That's all right. That's true. I did put something on there. How much do you want to dive into this, Bud?
What?
I put something
The
on
pine
there.
tar?
No. I'll do the pine tar, but I'm talking about the 50-year anniversary. I put something out there on Facebook. Just use the Dumb and Dumber clip. We
landed on the moon.
Yeah. There are people out there that don't believe this, right?
Did you see Buzz Aldrin inject a dude in the face?
Yes. I did
that
see
was
that.
so awesome. You take that, hippies. You get in his face, you're going to get jacked.
That's
I
right.
love it. Do not call that man a liar.
How dare you?
That was an 80-year-old man. Jacked that fatty right up, too.
Love it.
And you know what I'd have done? If I just stand, I would have jumped on him, too. Big fat idiot. God, it was so awesome.
That's great.
Terrorizing and harassing an old man and his wife.
Exactly.
I hate those hippies, dude.
Well, the George Brett Pine Tar incident is probably one of my favorite baseball moments that's not have to do with like direct competition. But it was against the Yankees. George Brett hits a home run, and it's a complete melee what goes on after there. And you can see it on Facebook. We shared the video and everything else. But what we have for you is we have George Brett's recollection of it. So we're going to listen to George Brett tell the story about the Pine Tar incident.
We have it?
Uh-huh. Ready?
Comes that fast?
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the dugout, and they're examining my bat. There's all these things going around, conferences on the field, and if they call me out for using too much pine tar, I'm going to run out there and I'll kill one of those SOBs. And as soon as I said that, it was pretty amazing. Tim McClellan starts looking at me, and then he points a finger at me and calls me out. Kind of lost my cool. Believe me, I had no idea what I looked like running out of the field. I didn't even know I ran out that fast. I thought I just walked, but I was so fired up. 30-something years later, it's one of the proudest moments of my life.
Proudest moments of my life. He also goes on to say in like the interview that he looked like his dad running after him when he got in trouble when he was younger. All kinds of things like that. One of the proudest moments of my life. It is. You can find the Pine Tar incident anywhere. You can also find it on our Facebook. I think we retweeted it from. And shout out to Super 70 Sports because they were the first to put it out there today. And I tell you
I
what,
think Brett gets overlooked, but he's still. I mean, to me, he's in the top 3 greatest hitters of all time.
yeah. And go back to that. I think one of my favorite follows on Twitter is at Super 70 Sports. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying. The guy's out of Chicago. I'm going to try to get him on. as
He's
an interview.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He has some really good stuff.
I can't believe. And then he has a podcast, and they only come out like every 3 or 4 months. And I put on Twitter, I can't believe Stocking hasn't been on this yet, because it's all just about recollection of weird stories from the 70s and stats and whatnot. So, but anyway, that's our day tonight.
Surgeon J Day.
It's on.
I can't go.
It's the Hasselhoff
Oh, baby.
at the River Bandits tonight.
Big things.
It's confirmed. First, second inning, you or I are calling the PA. We're doing who's up to bat. Third, fourth inning, one of us is going to be Rascal. Fifth and sixth inning, one of us is going to be Rascal. Seventh inning, we get to collect our thoughts and get mentally prepared for eighth inning, because then we do the
They're
sumo.
going to know which one he is Rascal.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, the
How?
short Rascal's you, the tall one's Surge.
Ah,
We got a plan.
It doesn't work that way.
We got a plan.
Yeah, it doesn't work like you thought. I've scouted out
The
Rascal.
hunched over Rascal Surge.
But the thing is yeah, anyone can figure it out. But if we make a video of it and then put it on Facebook, you can't. If we do it from the waist up or whatever, there's a certain way. I've been scouting out Rascal. I went to a lot of games over in the past week. They've had a long homestand.
Yeah.
So
Jay's been taking twerking lessons.
that's it.
He's getting ready for this.
Been doing.
these are a hell of
with
a
my
hands.
I've been
friend,
working on my floss because Jay's a lot better at it
friend
than I
Megan
am.
Peters at Vixen Workout. I've been going every Thursday,
Oh, yeah?
figuring it out. Yeah, and Bob's been talking to me because he's the Dancing with the Stars.
Do we have him in yet?
Who?
Not that Bob. Not that
Father.
Bob.
No, not that Bob. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I thought Bob Father won.
No, Bobby
he did.
Metcalf. He did. Yeah, he won.
Bobby
But we haven't
Metcalf's
had
coming in
we,
today.
We have
We
not
haven't
had
had
Bob
Bob Father.
to bring in his golden.
He's still
Globe.
riding his high, man.
Dude, is he gonna? He should elect Bobby Metcalf.
Oh, so you can get Metcalf right there.
Yes. No. No, Metcalf will have to do it.
There's not a chance that
No.
Metcalf Acosta would do Dancing with the QC
Yeah,
Stars.
they should, both of them.
Not a chance.
Come on.
I don't know how much money you would have to pay them for them to even consider it.
Yesterday, we went way in
They're
depth.
doing it for charity. They'll do it.
No, they wouldn't.
Yesterday, we went way too in depth on the Mississippi Valley Fair and the fun card. Luckily enough, again, because I love the listeners and I love you guys, we got to go right to the horse's mouth. GM Sean Loader is going to be in on Monday. We're going to talk about the fun card, the idea behind it, why it's a fun card, not a fair pass.
Fair pass, and then an app.
Yes. We're going to play. It's Wednesday. We're going to take Wednesday. You know what you should do? This is what they said
What?
yesterday.
What?
It's going to upset everybody that goes to social media and says, can I borrow your fun card? An app. Just do an app.
Yeah. On your smartphone.
Yeah.
Have an app to get in. They just scan it.
Yeah.
They don't have the little hole punchers anymore.
Yeah.
They don't need it. Just have an app.
Yeah. I love it.
$85. And then the other thing, you can give away codes, right? You download the app, and then so radio stations like ourselves, you give away a promotional code, and there's only so many, and it goes from there. The thing I said is what happens. This is what I said, where friendships break up, marriages get divorced, and whatnot. And that's when you borrow somebody's password, and then by miscommunication, the next night you're like, oh, they're not going, and I'm gonna go. Even if they're like, hey, I'm gonna be gone, I'm not gonna go the next 2 nights, and you just say like, I'm just gonna go. Let's just say it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and someone goes, I'm not going Tuesday, Wednesday. You download the app, you can use my pass, and then they go on Tuesday, and then they're like, wait, they're not going on Wednesday, and there's a miscommunication. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the person A who actually paid the money goes to the fair to go see a show, and they're like, no, it's already been scanned. People are gonna lose their minds. I wonder what happens when people don't return fun cards. I'm sure they get really mad, like, hey, you're holding my fun card hostage. I need it back now.
Oh, I know what happens. They drive to the people's houses.
To get it, yeah.
Just show them knocking your door.
I
Need my
do
fun
like-
card, man.
It's got, I mean, this has got, well, let's talk, we're going to talk to him about it, because it's got to be, like, around the corner. You know? Speaking of around the corner, we got to remember to talk to Kakert about the possibility of them serving beer at Kinnick in 2020. We got to remember that, because that was addressed at...
Well, they do serve it in certain areas.
And overall, though, they do it.
Yeah.
It was addressed at the media day for the Big Ten. So, any other crazy stories from the West Coast? Did you get a burrito or whatever?
I
Or?
found my carne asada burrito. Didn't get it from Alberto's, but I got it from this place called the Reno Room
Okay.
on the LBC. You know what? And I think Snoop's been lying to us all these years. By the way,
Okay.
there is no drama in the LBC. Everybody's chilling, dude. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing to be dramatic about.
No, things were different 25 plus years ago.
I don't think so. You wake up and it's beautiful out every day. You just wake up, a little wake and bake, get your day going.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Jay. That's how they do
Not
it out
you,
there,
not
man.
you, that
Not
one.
me.
No, he's talking
I'm
about...
just saying.
Yeah.
He gets up and makes cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, it could be
What'd you
something.
think,
Oh,
Cookies?
yeah. That's yeah.
Cookie, chocolate bar, whatever you want.
Brownies. Yeah. Good for you.
Bong, however you want to do it. I'm just saying, however you want to wake and bake. But anyway, out there, man,
Well,
it's just a different world, dude.
look at you, family man. You still made it back. You didn't say
I know,
like, you
I
know
didn't
what?
do any
you
of
didn't.
that
You
stuff.
didn't say like.
No.
You didn't say like, that's it. I'm staying out here.
Well, yeah, I could have.
Well, yeah, you could have.
But Amy missed me.
No. And
Hazel-
we missed
Hazel
you.
missed you,
The
too.
Quad
You
Cities
guys
missed
missed
you.
me?
Yeah, of course.
Well, how come neither one of you gave me a hug today?
That's a good point.
All right, I'll be waiting for my hugs during the first commercial break.
Deal. Which, speaking of,
So, well, before we
Okay,
get to
yeah.
that, so when we had the Little League champs in here yesterday,
Yeah,
one of them, we did a 3 truths and a lie.
yeah.
One of them, one of his things that he's the tallest player on the team. That would happen to be a truth. Well, tallest player on the team is also the youngest player on the team. And we had him and Jay stand back to back to see who was taller.
Oh no.
Jay was taller.
Oh.
right.
He was taller than the 11-year-old. But Jay, he's sneaky, man. He's sneaky. You know how sneaky he is?
He lifted.
No, he strategically stood at the only spot where neither camera could get the two of them standing back to back.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
He knows where the cameras are.
yeah. Oh, there's a blind spot. I didn't know.
You think he wasn't doing a little raising of his heels?
I
too?
was not. I didn't need lifts or anything.
Yeah, he was.
Had my girl jogging shoes on. They
Show everybody your girl jogging shoes.
no,
Yeah,
I'm not
they're
going to do
cool.
that.
Why not?
Because why?
Because they're cool.
I think they are cool. I don't know. I didn't get them from the girls' side or whatever. I'll see them there in the camera. Can you see
look
them?
at that.
I think they're
Very
flashy.
cool. Yeah, they are very flashy.
Yeah, they're different colors. I
Yeah.
don't know. I saw them and I was like, hey. Now the thing is, now they're at Dick's on Elmore. Before I had to order them online. And I'm like, oh great, anyone can have these cool shoes. Trendsetter here. I'm not a Burger King.
You're definitely not a Burger King.
Definitely not a Burger King.
Pasted, copy and paste.
I'm definitely not a Burger King. But there's a new one coming soon.
Yeah, there's a new Burger King.
Let's take a break and we'll be met with Steve here soon.
All right, Quad City, stop going to your social media sites asking everybody where you're going to get your oil changed. Who does the best tattoo work?
Or where to get a fun card.
Or where to get a fun card. That too.
I can't wait. I'm going to take a picture when I get a fun card. I'm like, got my fun card.
No,
I'm
then people are going to scan it. They're going to print it. They're going to copy
I'm going to
it.
have
Don't
so
do
many
it, Jay.
mentions.
Don't do it.
Hey,
Well, maybe Chopper can make a deal. We'll make the app through Locals Love Us. Anyway, pick up your Locals Love Us guide. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking for. Or you can go to the website, localsloveus.com. Click on Quad Cities and browse your favorites. It's easy to use, and they even rank the most popular places for you. And when you're there, don't forget to vote for our show. Don't Hassle Us for Local, and all of our show sponsors. Those are our friends from Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the dugout, and they're examining my bat. There's all these things going around, conferences on the field. And if they call me out for using too much pine tar, I'm going to run out there and I'll kill one of those SOBs. And as soon as I said that, it was pretty amazing. Tim McClellan starts looking at me, and then he points a finger at me and calls me out. Kind of lost my cool. Believe me, I had no idea what I looked like running out of the field. I didn't even know I ran out that fast. I thought I just walked, but I was so fired up. 30-something years later, it's one of the proudest moments of my life.
This is Ella Schmidt, the 106-pounder for Bettendorf, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
You have plans for your business. First Midwest Bank has ideas. Ideas for larger commercial operations like manufacturing, navigating the complex commercial real estate market, or equipment financing. Ideas for small businesses like keeping cash flow predictable, lines of credit, building benefits packages, and more. With over 75 years of local knowledge and expertise, First Midwest Bank has ideas for building momentum for your business in the Quad Cities. Learn more at firstmidwest.com/ideas. First Midwest, your local Quad Cities bank.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad Cities sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access great contests and giveaways and be in the know at ESPN935.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged, and ESPN Quad Cities. From local to global, ESPN 93.5 has you covered with your Quad Cities sports talk show. It's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Talk sports with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay-Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays from noon to 2 on ESPN 93.5.
When storm damage hits, All Major Restorations is your insurance claim specialist. Loose or missing shingles, tinted siding, or damaged windows. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities works with your insurance company, making the process quick and easy. The insurance company has people fighting for them. Let All Major Restorations work for you. Residential, commercial, and industrial. There's a reason they have an A+ accredited Better Business Bureau rating. Storm damage estimates are always free. Visit amrestorations.com. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities.
If you like fireworks, giveaways, wrestling, and big fun, then this week you've got to come to Modern Woodman Park. This is River Bandits owner Dave Heller, and this Wednesday it's Black and Brave Night with a special appearance by local wrestling legend Colby Lopez on QCBR Epic Stone Night. And if you like wrestling, you'll want to get there early because the first 500 fans will get a special Colby Lopez bobblehead. There's also a special fireworks show Wednesday night, courtesy of Mid-America Basement Systems. Thursday, it's a free water bottle giveaway, courtesy of TD Ameritrade, and $2 beers and pops, all on a Thirsty Thursday. And Friday, it's a free Stone Coaster giveaway, courtesy of Tri-State Fire Control. It's also a Smart Toyota Fireworks Friday. That's Black and Brave Night and a special bobblehead giveaway featuring local wrestling legend Colby Lopez and fireworks on Wednesday. $2 beers and pops and a free water bottle giveaway on a Thirsty Thursday. And a Stone Coaster giveaway on a Smart Toyota Fireworks Friday. The River Bandits at Modern Woodman Park, where the fun never stops.
Follow us on Facebook at ESPN 93.5. We'll help you break up your feed of relatives' hot political takes. This is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 93.5.
All right, sorry about that. Hey,
Yeah,
we're
fine.
back here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. And you're listening to Don't Hassle Us or Local here on ESPN 93.5. And joining us live in studio, the one called Manders.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Steve Manders. So this is really outside. We've met you plenty of times and we've talked on the phone. But this is the first time you've ever been in studio, right?
Yeah, I've never done any studio before, so. This is cool.
We talked to him.
This is cool.
We talked to him when we were back in the old studio.
You talked to him on the phone, yeah.
Yeah, it was on the phone though. Yeah.
And you had just won the title, I believe.
The cup, the QC Cup.
The cup. That's
QC
what it
Cup.
was. Yeah.
I think he was our very first phone call because after all those times trying to get a phone to work, and I would sit there and be like talk to you guys and I'd be messaging Steve and I'm like, I can't believe our phones don't work. We look like a bunch of idiots or whatever else.
I remember that. Yeah, that was wild.
Like Uncle Rico was here trying to ruin your life.
I mean, little we don't look like it. We are a bunch of idiots. But anyway.
But the phones actually did work the whole time. We just didn't know how to work them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an idiot too, so it's cool.
So Steve, we're gonna get all into the SCW and everywhere you're traveling and the Iowa Championship and Black and Brave night tonight. Well, is it Black and Brave night tonight or is it our show? Is it Jay and Serge night?
Jay and Serge.
That's what I thought. Okay. But you,
Sorry, Colby.
You're in the Quad Cities now.
Yes, I just moved there late May, so it's been like almost 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great. I enjoy it.
So
better.
where were you living at before?
So I was living in Dayton, Ohio for 10 months. I was training with a guy named Sammy Callahan, Dave and Jake Chris, known as OVE. Just like learning from other people, which is good, because everybody has like their own tricks and ways of success, I guess.
If I was you, I'd be careful. Don't give Anger your address. I hear he's a peeping Tom.
He's
Oh,
gonna
Pat.
probably text
Pat's
me.
a great guy.
Yeah.
I love Pat.
So was the plan always to come back here, or not come back, but to move here?
Yeah.
Okay.
The plan was always to come back. It's kind of like internship. That's kind of the best way I can relate it to other people. It was just you just trying to learn from other people, and then one day you come back, right? I just love Iowa, right?
Mhm.
You can tell.
But you're
A
not
little
from here
bit.
originally.
No, I'm not. I was originally just born and raised in Maryland, and I went to school here, and I've been here almost like 7 years. So it's like, I like to say I'm a proud Iowan.
Yeah, go back to that. Talk about your recruiting process.
Let's explain to everybody who
Yeah.
actually Steve is, where he comes from to now. Steve played football at the University of Iowa. He was fullback for the University of Iowa.
Yep.
What years were you there?
2013, 2017.
2013 to 2017. All right. So, your recruiting process. How do you go from the East Coast to Iowa?
There's a guy named Jim Reed. He was the linebackers coach for us at the time. At the time, he was coaching at Virginia. I was going to go to Virginia and be a walk-on there, be fullback. And then when he got fired and came over to Iowa, he was like, hey, you want to come follow me? That's kind of how that works, right? So I was like, why not? Took a visit. Absolutely loved it. My mom used to always tell me this, too. It's a funny note. She'd always say, hey, you're a Midwest kid at heart. Had no idea what that meant, right? Because obviously you're an East Coast kid and you never been in the Midwest. And then once I got here and had that visit, I was like, this all makes sense. And the rest is history.
That's pretty cool that she said that, though, that you're always a Midwest kid at heart and everything.
Yeah, it's just the Midwest are just simple, nice people, and that's what I am technically. So I feel like my personality wise and just how I operate and everything like that.
That and never met your mom, but your dad is very. I mean, I got to have a conversation with him up at the Wildwood. The night you and Pat defended your titles, I think.
Hope he didn't chew your ear out.
No, he was great. I honestly, nice as can be.
Dad likes to talk.
Yeah, but the thing is, so do I.
I think that's everybody's dad.
Yeah, and he was like I said,
especially about their kid, right?
Nice as can be, just like you said, down to earth. Everything. It's one of those. It's always a crazy thing when we're. Him and I are, I would say, close to the same age, and he's like saying yes, sir, and I'm like, okay, we don't need to
He had a couple of brewskis in him, so that's probably why.
he was feeling well. But you play for the University of Iowa, and Iowa City treated you well. You liked it there, and then speed up to that, you just kind of knew you wanted to get into professional wrestling.
Yeah, and then Notori Ewan, Big E,
yep,
he from WWE, and he was like, hey, Seth Rollins has a school in Davenport, and obviously it's 40 minutes away. So I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Set. It makes sense, right? So, rest is history.
Did you have to wait to start school until after football was done?
Yeah, so I had to wait. So, I did the winter class, which was 3 days after the Outback Bowl when we played Florida. So instead of doing the 2-week break and you come home or whatever, I was just like, nah, screw this. I'm just going to do this now. Jump the gun. Let's go.
And then
3 days later, I had a bum hammy and everything, and I'm just like, we were doing the first day of Black and Brave, and like, we're doing all the crazy CrossFit stuff, and in my mind, I'm like, I can do this. I have a bum hammy. I don't care, because you have the mentality of like from Coach Doyle.
Well,
so
I'm
you're
a
let's go.
Yeah. Is anyone else in this room? Raise your hand in this room if you're a D1 athlete. I can do this. Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the entire nation looks at that guy as the best strength coach in the nation. Not in college.
Yeah.
This includes the NFL. Yeah, that was your guy. So of course.
Yeah. If Coach Doyle ever listens to this, hey, good to see you.
Hey. So you get involved in Black and Brave, and now you're wrestling with SCW. And where else are you traveling to? So Dayton, what promotions did you work for out in Dayton?
Oh, Dayton, their home promotion is Rockstar Pro. So I would train there, and then I would wrestle there on Wednesday nights, and then Thursdays was IWA Mid-South. So back in the day, IWA was like really big, and Seth and Nick and Merrick, and they used to always go, and Shane Hollister, they used to always go down there. So like, what I mean? You like kind of follow your roots of like what your trainers once did, or all your mentors and stuff. So I would do that Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then Fridays and Saturdays would be wherever, right? Or SCW, AAW in Chicago, Revolver and Des Moines, or somewhere in the South. Like last week, I was in Tennessee for 2 days for Game Changer Wrestling, which is like one of the hottest promotions in all of the indies. And
according to your Twitter, which plug your Twitter. As I
sip my water.
Yeah.
Plug my. It's at @1called_Manders or Corn Belt Cowboy.
That's right.
Yeah, you can find it.
But you really enjoyed your time down in Tennessee.
Oh, I did. It was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee's cool. It's nice because like George lives there now, so in Nashville, so it's pretty cool. So you can like see your friend, your best friend, and then like you just see the music scene because country is like one of my favorite things. And
is
then,
that where he's from originally? Is there or he just
no, he moved there because there's no sales tax.
Dude, he's a smart man.
And too like
so that's where he lives in the off season.
That's where he lives in the off season. Yeah, he just bought like a new house like
now, is
a
there
couple
state
weeks
income
ago.
tax either?
That I don't know.
Who did I just read? Like, there's more and more things where people are not living where you think they would. Someone else is living in St. Louis.
There's no sales tax in Oregon.
Cali's like 13%.
Yeah,
dude, it's crazy.
It's insane. So like George is like,
plus their other taxes.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, plus all the other taxes.
Also, too,
so
like,
think about when you buy something. Yeah, we have a 6%, 7% in Iowa.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I mean,
compared to like
Cali.
Cali.
Just imagine if you got to erase that for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're just like, hey George, I'm going to come down and wrestle, and he's like, cool, come hang out at my house and everything. That's neat. Yeah, that works out well.
Yeah. So I just just do that, and then like obviously Bether lives there too. That's where Bether's from. So like,
oh yeah.
And then like I'm kind of like
CJ still in the roster with.
He's still in the roster, yeah, yeah. And I'm starting to branch in the southeast. Like next week, I'm actually there for 4 days, where I'm in like this big tournament. So it's kind of
down in Tennessee.
Down in Tennessee, like Chattanooga for 2 days or 3 days. Shoot, 3 days, and then Nashville for that one. So southeast is kind of blowing me up a little bit too. So they like a good old corn-fed.
Yeah.
Where so
cornfield cowboy.
You can't help but to
down
be
there. You're still a damn Yankee though.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm getting
they
at.
think that way though. Sadly,
Yeah.
No, they don't. Yeah.
You can't help but to be a face in these areas or whatever else. But are you the other side? Are you heel in other promotions?
Oh yeah. So in Nashville, actually, believe it or not, in Southern Underground Pro, that's the promotion. What it's called is I'm a heel there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the jock asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do you get to go out there and you're like, I don't know, when you go down to Tennessee, you're just like, oh, you guys haven't won a, Steve Spurrier said it right. You can't spell citrus without UT. And then, boo!
Oh, yeah.
I haven't said that line. I need to say that line. That's good. I wonder if anybody would catch on to that.
Back in the day, that was Spurrier's line about Tennessee, because they'd beat Tennessee. Tennessee would be in the top 5, Florida would be in it, and then they'd beat them. It's Tennessee and at the citrus, and Florida would be in, like, national championship. So Spurrier said you can't spell citrus without UT.
Ball coach, man.
Yeah. I remember that we were supposed to play Tennessee in whatever bowl game, but they weren't good enough, so stick it. And then they're like, boo! I got to work on my promos. But
too bad.
He's going to be better at it.
Yeah, I think so.
Too bad the year when we played the Tax Slayer Bowl, they beat the dog pound out of us.
And I'm sure they get to remind you of that as well, too.
They sure do.
Oh. Do they remind you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Tell him. I just
tell him I remember my first beer.
It'd be like, hey, Hey, guys, by the way, I parked my car on T. Martin Drive. Don't tow it. Oh, by the way, you can't because there is no T. Martin, you racist. You never named a street after him. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That one too.
Because he won him a national championship, and they don't have a street named after. They got a Peyton Manning way, but they don't have a T. Martin.
Yeah.
I don't think they like to be called racist, but
Wild, right?
Maybe
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You can go down there and cap on Manning the whole time.
If you just want to,
Yeah.
brainstorm promos, I'm free. I can work
Like,
on
hey,
it.
you guys look like a bunch of Papa John eating, Peyton Manning loving fools down here. Peyton Manning couldn't hold my jock. And then they're like,
Bill Fulmer.
Yeah, I would make fun of Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no.
Tennessee's cool though.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So anywhere else, or when you were in Dayton, were you working heel?
No, they really liked me a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a phone call.
Oh God.
We got a phone call, and it's not Jill for the first time.
It's
I can
not
guarantee.
Jill,
All
are you
right.
sure?
Yeah.
Welcome to 93.5. You don't hassle us local. Who do we have?
Hey, this is Brownsbacker. I just had a question for Steve.
Okay.
How's it going?
Good. What's going on, man?
Yeah, just hanging out.
Steve was in a match last year with MJF, who's getting like national
Yeah.
acclaim. What was it
IWA
like to
Mid-South.
be in the ring with him and all that? That's just curious.
How is he like?
Yeah, how was he during the
Um,
match, before the match, after the match?
Yeah, MJF. So if anybody doesn't know, he's in All Elite Wrestling. So that's the Cody Rhodes promotion that's like competing with WWE right now. Max is a great guy. Believe it or not. I mean, obviously, like he lives the gimmick, right? He actually is like a spoon fed. I'm a rich kid kind of guy. It's like Wolf on Wall Street. That's kind of like his gimmick.
Yeah.
Wolfie. I love it.
So like yeah, I really enjoyed that match, and I was pretty stoked about it because at the time like I was just some guy that only been a year in, and this dude's been in for 2 years, but he's been literally everywhere, and like he's just a great guy, honestly. Yeah.
Any other questions for us, Brownsbacker?
That's it, man.
All right, man.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
how you Browns going to be this year?
Are you kidding me? Are we in the Super Bowl yet? Have they just put us in there?
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, call in again soon. We
Later.
appreciate
All
the
right,
phone call.
buddy.
Thanks for listening. Yeah, who else have you worked with that year? I mean, obviously you're up and coming because I know every time there's some type of thing, and SCW and Black and Brave is very good. Merrick is very good about any type of indie promotions out there asking like, who should we keep our eye on? They're always good about pushing you and everything else.
Yeah.
And who
thank
other guys
Merrick
have you
for
worked with that you worked with that you're like, yeah, it's fun to work with. I see that they're gonna go somewhere too.
This guy I'm wrestling Friday, Mance Warner.
Okay.
He's the Southern Psycho.
Southern Psycho.
The best way I can,
Corn Belt Cowboy versus the Southern Psycho.
Yeah, Mance is great. So like the best way I can describe Mance, he's like a Terry Funk and like a Steve Austin.
Take it easy,
So he's
man.
like a mix of both. So like he's just like, he's just super down to earth, like just a good guy. And, likes to drink beer, and I'm kind of the same way. So it's like kind of cool. So like we always see each other a lot. We started in IWA together, and man, he's all over the place too. So that's probably a guy I enjoyed.
Who do you do all your own booking?
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. I'm like my own boss in that range. Yeah, I just choose and pick where I want to go and what I want to do.
It's majority of the time you'd say Friday through Sunday night. I mean, you're leaving Friday morning.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like Friday through Sunday. That's a nice thing too, because like when I was in Dayton, I would do from Wednesday through Sunday. But Louisville, Kentucky to Dayton's only like 2 hours, and then Dayton's in Dayton, so it was easy.
Right.
But yeah, now it's just as much as you can whenever you can.
And now
Are you driving anywhere, or are you flying sometimes?
Mostly I drive. I'm actually flying in August. I'm going from Chicago to Atlanta, which is kind of cool. So that week I'll drive to Chicago to Atlanta back to Chicago, wrestle in Chicago that Saturday, and then Sunday drive from there to Toronto.
We don't have a straight flight out of the Quad Cities anymore for a guy?
It costs a lot of money, man.
Really? Straight flight?
It costs a lot.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. They have one in Cedar Rapids. They have like Cedar Rapids to Nashville, but like they don't have any in Atlanta. I don't know why. I don't know.
They used to have one straight from Quad Cities to Atlanta.
Yeah.
They used to.
That was
got
always a
rid of it.
layover. Yeah. That was always a layover.
Sadly, it doesn't exist.
And so like the Monday through Thursday, you're at the Y.
Yeah, I'm at the Utica Ridge YMCA. And when I was in Dayton, I
There's
worked
a couple
at
other places over there at the Utica that you can stop by.
Pints.
Yeah, Pints.
Pint's a good time.
Yeah.
It would be.
I've never been to the one down over there, but I've been to the one I was
Okay.
The one over here is the OG.
Yeah, it's the original.
Well, we should all go.
All right, we'll make time to do that. Well, I know we're trying to, and this is I think I have to clarify. I got a hold of Pat Anger, and I said, "Is there any chance?" Because during Fry Fest, it's the 15-year anniversary of the 2004-2005, and I said, "Pat, is there any chance at all to get Chad Greenway?" He's like, "I'm sure." And I said, do you think you'd want to do a bottle signing for the Grey Duck vodka pints? And he said, I don't know I don't know if he wants to do the bottle signing, but we'll get him an interview on the air.
Yeah, Greenway was never a big after party guy.
Yeah, So I mean, but we just wanted to be able for him to sell the bottles. But no, we'll get something together. And get a bunch of you guys to try to get a bunch of you guys together.
I'm down to do that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
How is it? So you're a personal trainer over there on the Y in Utica?
Yep. So I do personal training, group training, work with kids. Like today, I had like 10 kids, and we were just playing whatever they want to play: dodgeball, kickball, maybe do some ladder drills, like anything they want, basically. As long as they're having a fun time, they're getting a good sweat in, and they're enjoying the outdoors, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's kind of what I want.
What's the age limit, or how do you have it
It's
set?
from like 7 to 13, so that's the age limit. Yeah.
Our boy Andy from the Natty on the Vans Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread, and I think he's in town, right?
He leaves tomorrow morning.
Okay. He asked a couple things. One, you don't have the SCW tag team belt still, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So I have the Iowa Wrestling Championship.
That's right.
From SCW.
Because you won the tournament, the Best of the Brave.
Yeah, Best of Black and Brave.
And then
That's right.
He did ask, how did you recruit Pat to wrestle? But I think that was a thing that Merrick and Pat, and then they said the best thing would be to partner with you.
So Merrick and Pat went to school together at Bettendorf. So that's like long ago, right? That was a bad one. That was a bad joke. Anyway, so like
Pat's old.
Pat used to be a strength conditioning coach like for a little bit with Coach Doyle.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of knew him there a little bit, and we would like make funny barstool jokes and all that kind of stuff with George. And then he just like they I guess they started talking Merrick or whatever, and then they came to me, and then me and Pat just kind of hit it off more, and he loves the wrestling thing, and then that's just kind of how it went.
Yeah.
Pat's such a
Pat's
chill
great
guy.
for a dirty joke or two if you get him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what and again, it's Wednesday, so you know what you should do Wednesday. SummerSlam.
You should be their manager and travel around with
SummerSlam.
them.
we show them at Pints.
Really?
So we should have just a viewing over at Pints.
When's SummerSlam? The 11th?
August, yeah.
Yeah.
I just said
I'm
disagree with you because I don't want
free.
to. I don't want to disagree with you.
I want to say it's the 11th. I want to say it's the 11th. I could be wrong. I hope I'm right.
But SummerSlam's one of the big four. If it's not one of the big,
If it's the 11th,
I'd say SummerSlam's definitely.
It's in the big four, yeah.
Definitely big four. Definitely big.
I was trying to figure out if I think they tried to push it. So it's.
we should do a party for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, August 11th.
All right.
Yeah,
we'll put
I'm
something
down.
together then definitely.
I'm down.
And then what else was he asking?
We got live music that day too.
Cool.
Oh, did he asked when you were in Dayton, Cincinnati area, did you ever hang out at the Iowa Club at all? Or hang out with the Iowa Club?
One time.
One time?
One time.
That's enough right there. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to do more, but like I was. That's kind of the crazy thing, like just being like now being the pro wrestler, and like you're always like trying to be on the road and you're trying to get better and like reps. But like now it's kind of like you gotta like choose your bookings wisely and like make sure it's the good ones and stuff. So I try to make as much time as possible just to like hang out with family, friends, your buddies and stuff. So.
Before we went on the air, we were talking a little bit. You are, I mean, it's busy. I mean, you're basically doing two jobs, and traveling takes a lot out of it. And those are I mean, you can look back on it, once you make it big and be like, I like traveling like that. It was fun. You got to work on your promos, whatnot. But do you do like fantasy football? Do you do anything at all?
Yeah. So we did fantasy football in Dayton, and I won the belt for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you have George on your team?
I had George on my team. Yeah,
That's
sure
awesome.
did. Sure did.
Did you hear about Anger's fantasy football league he's in with his buddies?
No.
And I got to see this. By
It
the
is.
way.
What do you mean? He showed it to you?
I got to see the dude. I got to see the dude that has multiple tattoos on his butt of a unicorn.
He showed you?
Oh,
Or you met him?
All right, they
it's
do
one
this-
of those. No,
Yeah,
no
it's a
way,
unicorn
no,
on
no,
you.
no,
Well,
no,
they do
no.
this thing where
It's the craziest league. There's 4 of them.
there's only 4 of them in this league, so your team's stacked, right? But if you're the loser, you have to get a unicorn tattooed on your butt. And so one of their buddies has 2.
Yeah.
And I saw it. The only reason I got to see it is they also have this game they play called butt darts.
Okay.
All right, it's funny that you bring it up. Like, you think
I didn't bring it up. You did.
But it's
We should do that in college.
So they
Butt
should make us
darts.
talk about
so instead of gambling, right, they have a dart, an actual dart, and you have to pull your pants down, and everybody, however much money you owe, is how many darts get thrown at your butt.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Couple things.
Pat Anger.
Did you do this with Pat?
No, I watched.
Because he like texted me. He's like, "Hey, I
that's
played
weird,
butt
too.
darts with T-Roy at Oscars the other night."
Yes. Yes, that was what. Pat's like, hey, we got to do this butt dart thing. He goes, can we? I go, just do it right here. He goes, you sure? I'm like, yeah, that'll just be hilarious.
Hold on, his buddy and him, they were
all the buddies, and there was people. Everybody was laughing. It was the
So
funniest
how much
thing.
money are you talking?
I'm not sure how they come up with the quantities and how it translates to how many darts get thrown.
This
at
is
you.
what we do in
that's
Iowa,
what
guys.
Yeah,
I love it.
but it was the funniest thing.
I want to know the exchange rate on this currency here.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to get Pat in to talk. He's probably going to be mad at me for bringing it up, but it was the
no,
funniest
he
thing
said
ever.
it to me. I was like, "Oh, that's cute" or whatever.
Jake is up.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you mind if we play butt darts? And I'm like, all right, what is it? All right. I'm like, this is great.
Tell me they're at least the plastic tip darts.
I don't think
This is great.
No way.
No, it was a plastic tip dart. It had to have been. But I think it still hurt. Now, the one dude.
Why are they throwing?
The one
How
dude-
far away are they?
Oh, me to the wall behind Serge.
Regulation?
Yeah, close.
What is
The-
what is
only
regulation?
one guy hit a guy
Yeah, I'd
perfectly.
just rather just like drink and like have fun.
What is regulation in butt darts?
Butt darts is probably like 10 feet, but the only one guy got it into the other guy's crack perfectly.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And that was, everybody went nuts. That was hilarious.
When you
I
were,
like flip cup.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
You're better at transitions than Jay.
yeah, I know.
That was good.
I'll just do flip cup. I didn't stick to that.
Speaking of flip cup,
When SCW was at the Rust Belt, were you? Did you get to meet Ric Flair?
I did get to meet him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like everybody would shake his like hand, and he'd be like, "Ric Flair,
Yeah, here,
Ric
Ric Flair."
Flair."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know. You're Ric Flair. You're the greatest wrestler that's ever
I
lived.
did the
Like I
exact
know who
same
you
thing.
are."
I stood there and stared at him. We were at the airport when we picked him up. He's like, "How you doing?" I'm Ric Flair, and I was like, "What?" Like who? I was like, "Yes, I know who you
Hey,
are."
he's
Yeah.
the living legend.
He's the
man.
best.
He is full throttle, 100%.
He called in here. We
The
said we
nature
just
boy.
went like 5
Dude,
minutes of time.
He was awesome.
He went a full. He would have gone Broadway if he didn't.
He
have
was
that thing.
on. He was on Raw Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's just,
But he was good.
the fact that he's just that like down to earth still.
Did you say down to earth, or is just like that's just fully him?
Oh, I think maybe that might be it.
Yeah,
That's
like-
fully
The fact
him.
that I don't
But
know-
he's just himself. But you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? It's not
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's just like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just telling us stories like he would tell anybody the stories. Like, oh
That's-
yeah, dude, you
that's
gotta love
what's
this
cool.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he did basically in the ride that we were going there. I'm just like, I can't believe he gets off the phone and then he just goes into stories, and you're just like, holy, you just shut up.
Yeah.
And you let him
Yeah.
go, and it was fantastic. And then September, Sergeant Slaughter is going to be around.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool.
And then the
Well,
week
you know,
before
Sergeant
that,
Slaughter's my favorite.
Hulkamania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the
The
Wildwood.
7th. The 7th.
We got to make sure we got to set up Hawkamania again.
He's part of the reason I joined the Marines.
Sergeant Slaughter is.
Yeah, him and Gunny Highway, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Heartbreak Ridge.
I don't want to talk too much about Sergeant Slaughter and after you joined the Marines, what happened, but
I know, didn't he go heel?
he went bad, during
That's
the
all right.
Persian Gulf
I
War.
actually watched that match last night, him versus Hulk Hogan. I think it was 91.
Yeah, he
What
did.
did
He
do?
switched
Why
in
did he go
91.
bad? What did he go bad for?
Because they needed
They-
someone.
yeah,
I think it was a
needed some-
transition champion, to be honest with you, to
Right,
get the
right,
belt
What
back on
happened, what
Hogan.
happened to
Yeah.
Iron Sheik? Couldn't they use
I don't think his
Because Hogan beat Iron Sheik in '84, and even though
Oh,
wrestling
alright.
likes to regurgitate storylines, this made it. When you're in the middle of Persian Gulf War and it's Sergeant Slaughter, what's better, the Iron Sheik or the Sergeant Slaughter turns his back on the United States? What's a better storyline?
That's probably better.
Yeah, and he's a good transition.
probably
champion.
that Iron Sheik was probably upset that he lost the belt to Hogan.
Probably
He's probably
that jabroni.
And he was
little
from Iran.
ego, little
He
ego
was from
there,
Iran,
probably there.
too.
Yeah, I think Brown's backer. You pinned a question on there, didn't you? That's Prince.
Yep.
Is that the Brown's backer? All right. What does it say?
Do you have any desire to wrestle in Mexico or Japan?
Oh, yes, Mexico would be cool. Obviously, I'm not like a flippy guy or a lucha guy, but lucha, like doing lucha work in practice is good for your like footwork and stuff. So like, absolutely. Japan though is I mean that's like my dream, to be honest with you. Like even though WWE is like the dream goal, obviously the end all be all, the Mecca or whatever, but like for me, like Japanese wrestling, like all Japan. I actually did an all Japan tryout. It's probably like 6 months ago now. It was really cool meeting like Akiyama and like Ultimo Dragon and Tajiri, who used to be in WWE as well. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, for me, the goal would be Japan because like guys like Stan Hansen and Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and the Funks.
Yeah.
They were all those guys.
Yeah, you going some old school.
Well, Merrick even brings over guys from Japan. I mean,
he did, yeah.
Hey, that was me. I did that.
Yeah,
I did that.
Whoa. That a boy.
Take it easy.
All
right.
Are you doing anything tonight at down at the River Bandit?
Yeah, I'll be wrestling. I'll be one of the 3 matches. So
do you know what time that's starting?
5 o'clock.
Okay, we'll
Pretty
be
sure.
we'll be there.
Oh, you guys are opening for us. That's cool.
Yeah, you're opening for us. Yeah.
Heck yeah, sweet.
I can't be there. You'll know
Whatever.
which one's going to be.
It doesn't mean he's sticking around for the game. Maybe he's we'll tell everyone you're sticking around for the game, right? Yeah,
I'm sticking around for the game.
Yeah, but we're
I like
announcing
baseball.
it P-Wave.
I'm America. I like that.
But yeah, so we'll get down there. You're going to be down there tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. Black and Brave Wrestling is going to be at the River Bandits, and then this weekend you guys are at Walcott Coliseum.
Yep.
Saturday night.
Yep, and then Friday is Revolver in Des Moines. If anybody's interested in that too, that'd be the first
Man,
defense
you got a
for
busy
the
weekend.
Oh yeah, and then I have Sunday in St. Louis.
Holy cow!
Oh yeah, hey man, another highway, another town. We're rolling.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to have you back on again sometime.
I would love to do this like every day. No, maybe not every day, but something like that.
We need fill-ins all the time because I'm always on vacation.
He's always
Ask
gone.
these guys.
Yeah,
you're just living the dream.
Oh, he takes almost as many vacations.
Where'd you go
I
last
told
week?
him. Well, I just got back from Cali, and then next week I'm
Yeah,
going to Michigan.
Yeah, it's good.
He was in Oregon before
I
that.
told him you can tell by the way I roll show day. I'm a ladies man, a business.
Troy,
man.
who takes more vacations, you or Bree?
Bree still. Just by a nub.
All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll definitely have you back on again and try as much as we can. Even recap, have like a raw recap
absolutely.
And also the Iowa football season.
Have him on before the thing we talked about for Pints.
We're definitely gonna have him on before SummerSlam
for the 11th. Yeah.
I'll be at the first game, 31st.
Yep.
I'll be there.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you're going to Bears Packers or?
No, you're talking about no.
Hockey. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Who do you follow besides the San Francisco 49ers?
Redskins, sadly.
Okay.
That's the Maryland in me there.
Right, I'm a Cowboy fan. Don't punch
That's okay. Well, I'm a Cowboy too, so that works.
All right.
And the only thing now, sadly enough, the only thing I think about now with the Redskins, and I know there's other things going on, but I feel really bad about Adrian Peterson. So we got to. He's in some financial trouble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just
That's
bad.
Insane.
It's insane.
Insane
to lose that much money. So before August 11th, we'll have you back on, and we'll get something. You and I will talk, and we'll put something together.
We'll put something
and
together.
Have you over and everything else. So tonight, down at the River Bandits, Black and Brave. Do you know who you're squaring off against?
I have no idea.
See, you don't care.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Hey,
Cornbread Cowboy don't care.
Cornbread Cowboy's gonna pin him in the first round.
Yeah.
Go follow him on Twitter at _Manders. Steve, thank you so much for coming in. We really
thanks for having
appreciate
me
it,
on.
man.
Really appreciate you guys.
All right, guys. Front Street Brewery, the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It's served the fine community of Davenport since 1992. They have a ton of great beers like the Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy, or the Raging River, and are also popular at Cherry Bomb Blonde. You can check out the Facebook page for all their drink specials or visit the webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. Now they're open up in the tap room in the Freight House Complex.
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the dugout, and they're examining my bat. There's all these things going around, conferences on the field. And if they call me out for using too much pine tar, I'm going to run out there and I'll kill one of those SOBs. And as soon as I said that, it was pretty amazing. Tim McClellan starts looking at me, and then he points a finger at me and calls me out. Kind of lost my cool. Believe me, I had no idea what I looked like running out of the field. I didn't even know I ran out that fast. I thought I just walked, but I was so fired up. 30-something years later, it's one of the proudest moments of my life.
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
When it comes to value, it's only a good deal if you get what you want. And with the $1, $2, $3 menu at McDonald's, you always will. At McDonald's, you can choose the food and beverages you love at a price you'll love even more. Finally, a value menu that values your choice.
Get 2 classic McDouble burgers for just $3 on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Price and participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with combo meal.
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. So long.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glens Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
QuadHelpWanted.com presents the world's worst boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Officer, thank goodness you're here.
You said it was an emergency.
And it is. We have some positions in senior management that need to be filled pronto.
Not this again.
I'm telling you, our benefits are criminal, and you can't stay on the force forever.
All right, boys, roll out.
Wait!
Hey, where's the fire?
I'm so glad you're here.
Don't be a Dave. Find your perfect local employee at QuadHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work. QuadHelpWanted.com presents the world's worst boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Dave, did you forward me this email from Svetlana?
Yes.
You want me to interview her for a job?
Well, it says she's looking to get down to business.
It also says she likes gentle bear cub man who knows what he likes.
I'm gentle.
Dave, this is a Ukrainian dating site.
Corporate said we should hire more diverse candidates.
Don't be a Dave. Find your perfect local employee at QuadHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
Blue Jack.
Attention Quad Cities car shoppers. The 2019s are on their way out to make room for the 2020s. Get great deals on our entire lineup of 2019s now during the model year switchover at Lujack Nissan. Like the new 2019 Nissan Rogue Sport, all-wheel drive, lease for just $209 a month. LujackNissan.com.
Blue Jack.
VIN number KW328836, MSRP 25250, selling price 24167, 36 months, 12,000 miles per year lease, 3,359 down plus 0 security deposit to its signing. Manufacturer rebates and incentives applied with approved credit plus tax, data license and 180 doc fee, 731.19.
Talk about the Cubs, Bears, and all the local sports every day with Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, noon to 2. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us, we're local.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back in the Hassle Pass.
We sure
blah,
are.
Blah, 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 blah. Brought to you by Dun Right Satellite and Dish. I don't know, I got distracted.
What?
I don't know. It's California.
You got distracted by Bobby's good looks?
It is Bobby's good luck.
Yeah.
I have that effect on people. I know.
Yeah, no, we're in the studio here with Bobby Metcalf from the
And
Quad City
Bobby's
Times.
here to announce that he is not going to dance with the QC
The
Stars.
official announcement.
Sure ain't.
Bobby is not going to take
Bobby,
any
I hear
offers,
you're a hell of a dancer.
even if it's for the best of charities. He
Maybe.
says no.
Maybe like a line dancer.
Ooh. Did you ever think about getting up and doing a Cotton Eye Joe at 7th inning of the Bandits games while you're up in the press box?
No.
Do you do it in the press box alone while they're doing it?
Of
Like,
course
man, I
not.
just wish once that they would invite me to do it.
No.
Are you covering the game tonight?
No, I'm going out to Linmar for
Oh, okay.
PE Linmar.
Yeah,
you're
let's
not
talk.
going to miss much.
Whatever. It's going to be a night.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you guys will hold down the fort, not
Yep.
get into trouble out there.
We're going to get all kinds of trouble.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Rascal's going to get rascally
Oh,
in there.
baby.
So, yeah, speaking of covering, where are you going to be tonight and what else are you covering? Because we're in the middle of a big postseason. Obviously, Koss is in Fort Dodge right now.
Yep.
So, what all we have going on here?
We got obviously some softballs going on right now. Assumption is playing right now. West Liberty and the Wise Muscatine play there tonight, and then North Scott plays this evening, all in Fort Dodge. And then baseball-wise, you got PV, Assumption, DeWitt, and Davenport Central are all playing to go to state.
Wow. So, who's in Linmar tonight? Is it Central?
PV.
PV, okay. And where's Central at?
Central's up in Dubuque. They're playing, Farley. They're playing Western Dubuque.
Western Dubuque.
And then
Farley.
Assumption's got Fairfield and Muscatine, and DeWitt's got Wahlert at home.
Okay.
See if they can avoid another extra inning game. That's all they do up there, apparently, is play extra inning games.
Jeez. Well, the good thing about this here is DeWitt and Assumption don't have to meet each other, right?
not to go to state.
That's what I'm saying. Haven't they usually in the past?
Yeah, I mean, there was
when TJ was there and everything else.
Yeah, you had Sycamore versus Wallace. I think it was back-to-back years. And Sycamore, I think Sycamore out-dueled Wallace both times. If not, they split.
So I mean, that's big for Eastern Iowa, and you guys got to get all that covered. Plus, is this semifinals for Assumption?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that Kevin Welch asked Koss on Twitter, the last 3-time state champion, I think it was Dallison or Grimes, is what Koss answered on there. So Assumption's going for a 3-peat state title. So
both some softball and baseball are going for 3 peats.
Oh wow, that's I shouldn't even forgot about them. Julian Broderson, friend of the show for Assumption. So you guys got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
How do you feel about PV, Linmar, and the Western Dubuque and Davenport Central games?
Well, PV Linmar, they played earlier this year, but that was on a Saturday morning, and PV didn't really have PV just played like 8 games, so they didn't pitch anybody, so they lost. But they should have their ace going today. So
and PV's on a hot streak right now.
Yeah, they are. They started off really slow. They were terrible out of conference, and then they've turned it on here in the last month. So
and did I read that right? They switched their lineup too. They're to spread out the hits and everything else, and it's worked.
Yeah,
that's. Well, congratulations to them, and best of luck to them. And Central, how's that looking?
It's going to be a tough task up against Western Dubuque. That's a good team. But, as you know, anything can go. I mean, you look at last night, Comanche lost to West Branch 10-0 in the regular season, then took them to extras and really should have won that game. So, I mean, you can throw out everything in the postseason, obviously.
Yeah, and I saw that your tweet and your article today. How many players is Comanche returning?
Everyone.
That's great. So the future's good there. And Assumption, who do they have?
Fairfield.
Is it at Fairfield?
It's in Muscatine.
Muscatine, you did mention it. Sorry.
That on paper you think Assumption should win, but I mean they were tested by Washington. Their pitching's great, but they've had a little bit of trouble stringing together some hits. I think they're going to throw Gatilla today, so that should be a nice start for them. But they're going to have to get some hits together because I mean against Washington, all they could get were singles, and then they had to play small ball the entire game. So I mean.
And I again, if it was you last week or Koss, but I think it was you, Assumption, one of their batters turned around and really started pouring on and raised their average up like almost like 100
that'd
points.
be Koss because you haven't had me on in like a month.
No,
and a half.
on Twitter. On Twitter.
Now it comes out. He's upset.
He's bitter.
Yeah.
He's bitter.
See?
No, it would have been Koss.
Okay. So, and then Assumptions tonight. Who else is playing? Louisa Muscatine?
Softball.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Softball. Sorry.
Louisa Muscatine and West Liberty are playing. Which is an interesting game because the pitcher for West Liberty was the all-tournament captain for the Louisa Muscatine last year.
Oh,
and she transferred right before the start of the season.
A little Taylor Swift bad blood's going to be playing before that game starts. I tell you that much.
That's going to be an interesting matchup. And then obviously at Assumption playing right now. I think they're up like 4-0.
Okay.
And then North Scott plays tonight.
Who does North Scott play?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
That's fine. And then West Liberty, don't they have a player who's going to go to UNI?
Macy Akers.
Yeah, she was a Quad City Times Female Athlete of the Year nominee.
Finalist, yep.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good game. There's going to be a little bit of bad blood there. Should be a lot of fun. Who's covering that for you guys?
I think Evan Riggs from Muscatine Journal's covering that.
Okay.
Because Matt's got Assumption, and then L&M's right after that, and then North Scott's tonight. So instead of doing 3 straight, he's taking a little break in the afternoon.
That a boy. He deserves a break too.
He's a hard-working
It's a busy time of year for him.
It is.
Yeah.
Like
for all you guys.
We had the John Deere Classic 2 weeks ago, and then he went straight into postseason coverage, and it's nonstop for him.
Well, you had to do that. You had the John Deere Classic, but you also have like your all Metro teams that you put together for softball and everything, and softball and baseball. And then you have postseason, and we were talking to Vasco yesterday. You have the Bics this weekend, and that's tons of things to cover. And then you guys have to do your previews.
Bobby?
No, not this year. I'm actually going to really try and run it next year. I'm going to try and get in some good shape, but I'm not even.
You're doing the quick, right?
Yeah. Right now, it's yeah. I'll let you know.
I'm going to watch.
All right.
We're going to watch from
Vans downtown, baby, right in the front.
With
the Maryland and Rose and the Elvises.
The Marylands and the Elvises.
I don't know if you're going to go anywhere else.
It's Hazel's tradition, man. Okay. She gets a picture with them every year.
Yeah.
She's a little baby.
So yeah, this will be Sophie's 10th year doing the Bics, some form, quick Bics or whatever. Or we've only done
Mookie volunteers with the group that puts all the stuff up for the main stage at the end for all the trophy presentations. So
gotcha.
She gets down there early. I gotta get up slowly with the child.
Like on Thursday night, do you guys do any coverage for the Brady Street sprints?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We cover the sprints. We do something with the junior Bics. We don't really cover it because it's
you just take pictures
and then Saturday. But yeah, Brady starts all on Thursday with the Brady Street sprints, which is that's always a fun event.
Yeah.
You got Jen Paul winning it almost every year, and then you've got the high school relays, which is always great. It kind of a lot of times it's your last time to see some of these kids before they have to go off to college.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume like Carly King and the Assumption team will probably weren't running it. So
I think they need to do the Quad City Times versus Channel 6 versus Channel 8.
I say this every time.
They do?
But it's sponsored.
No,
but
I'm talking about us.
I'm talking media.
Yeah, that we actually
get out
run
there.
it.
Well, you can get into the be in the sponsor relay. But
I don't want to. I don't want to pay. We don't have $15,000 to be a sponsor of the Bics. That's not happening.
Just saying we run up the hill, all of us. We'll get the congenital twin hippies
that
across
any
the
day.
hall.
You can do that any day, exactly.
Yeah.
Do that right now if you want.
Yeah, we can make those two run. They don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
They're not doing that.
Those grits,
When
they
no
can
one's
run.
paying them to do that.
Come on.
No.
Whatever.
I do like this idea. I say this every year that we do this. That I think there should be a media thing, but I said this last year before the Bics when we had on the guy who got to beat the elite.
No, Channel 8 would win it.
You think Channel 8 would win it?
Corey's a runner.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
All right.
He'd just be the anchor. We'd build a lead. It hands off 4 times.
What about Channel 6? You don't think Danya can move?
He's lanky. I bet you could.
Scooby looks. I bet Scooby's fast.
Yeah, but I would take Matt, Corey, and probably Celia over anybody else. I don't know who their fourth would be.
See,
what about? It'd be Danya, Scooby. I bet they'd probably run. Who's the weather guy? Maitland.
Yeah,
Maitland's kind of long and lanky.
He can
probably
go.
cover some.
He can go.
Some ground.
Rosso, Basco, Kidwell.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And I think that everybody has to have a female participant too. So
Sure.
there, bam.
They run the second leg. Yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
But I said this last year when we had the runaround for Beat the Elite, which, by the way, I did reach out to Mallory.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything yet to try to have her on. She's doing the Beat the Elite this year.
Well, we'd have Dana as our.
Of course.
Dana will smoke all.
We got it locked. The thing is, we never get into anything without us automatically having an advantage. We know what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We know how to spin this.
Screw doing a relay. Just do the whole thing. Just have one person do the whole thing.
I think 3 years ago I watched it live, but I've watched it almost every year that they've had it. I think this is an underrated event for the Bics. I think it's really fun.
Really good way to kick it off.
And
I really do.
It is. No,
Yeah.
I mean it's something unique to this race and this race only.
How many other places? Yeah, exactly. How many other places have
that kind of hill
sprint
at
like
the
that
beginning?
up the hill.
Yeah, but have that as the beginning of the race too.
Yeah.
Like, hi, you're starting. We're going straight up the hill. Bam.
That's not even the worst hill on it though.
No, not even close.
No. But yeah, then you guys got to go into your previews and for your high school football, and it's just so many because.
Yeah, we don't do every team, but
still, you have an idea. The coaches give you information. Somebody on your staff puts together a little bit, just a team preview type of thing.
It's gonna be a lot of work, and some of the coaches are not as cooperative as others.
No, it's right in front of you, right there. The Iowa Football Coaches Association, the yearbook that they send to you. Like you can flip through there and you can see the coaches that do not send in any information whatsoever around the state.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
How do you know? Because it's last year's picture?
No, it's just like NA, everything. Returning starters. It'll be like there's nothing. They'll just pull out the old staff from the year before. But as far as returning starters go, it'll be NA and everything else. Because obviously I've already looked at it for our local teams to try to get a leg up.
Washington.
Yeah. So.
Offense, QB, wide receiver, RB, tight end, O-line times 3.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
that is a football offense.
Exactly. Football. You nailed it. So is this going into fall, though? Is this your favorite time of the year to cover?
I don't know. I really like the spring.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. You've been stuck indoors for 5 months, and you get outside, and it's gorgeous out.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like each one. I mean, every season's got its ups and downs. This is probably fall season's probably the toughest when you get to deadline stuff. I mean, football games are always getting over really late because they're always starting so late because they play the sophomore games beforehand. Whereas every other one, you kind of got a little more cushion. But I mean, also you're covering football, so everyone's got its ups and downs.
What do you think for your Bears this year?
Super Bowl.
Love it. Really.
Love it.
If Trubisky plays like a top 15 quarterback, they're a Super Bowl caliber team.
So right now he is the best considered the best bet to win the MVP, meaning the odds are in your favor. That you'll get
to win
more
regular season or Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, to win the MVP. Based on your return for your value. Okay, I'm not saying he's the odds-on favorite. I'm saying at whatever it is. This is what I've been reading. Even if it's at 75 to 1, 80 to 1, they're saying that's the best. The possibility for him to do it is the best return for your value.
Okay,
for your dollar.
yeah.
Yes, and they're only going to go as far as Biscuit can take him, and it is going to be.
Did you see those Madden ratings?
Yes.
How the hell is Lamar Jackson and Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota rated above him?
I don't know. This is Again, I'm never blown away by how great the NFL, and I don't care if it's EA Sports or not, they still have something to do with it, that the NFL keeps themselves relevant. Even if you have like some of the worst stories, you still have some fun things like that, like the ratings coming through.
Yeah.
And now it's come down to something that now they have like Twitter reactions and everything. And they had, I wrote something and shared it from Chicago Bears site, Chase Daniel breaking down with some of the players, like their ratings. And they're pretty good about knowing what they are overall, but then they, their strength or their quickness, they would take exception to.
There were some, going back to Biscuit, there were definitely some games where he was rough. The Rams game where he was horrible and they still managed to win that. But I don't know. First of all, I saw that stat, he's in his fourth quarter, his rating's 115. I think his QB rating in the fourth quarter is 115. And then you watch that Eagles game, that last drive against the Eagles was just, he made some amazing throws. So I've got a lot of optimism for him. I love the David Montgomery pickup. I think he's got a chance to be Rookie of the Year.
I 100% agree. I'm all in on Dave Montgomery and as far as the fantasy aspect of it goes.
Yeah, I think he'd be really, really good for him. And their defense is going to be great.
And you guys are in for the media league again?
I'm not. I wasn't in last year.
You're in this year now?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you said no. That's where the Metcalf starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it all started.
Oh, that's where the whole Metcalf begins.
You got Metcalf live right here.
You got to be in. We have an opening.
No, I'm good.
We'll get you. I'm going to get you. I don't know when. I don't know how.
How many times can Metcalf us today?
I don't know when. I don't know how.
It's only two.
But I'm going to get you to. I'm going to get you to agree to.
I nominate him for that Dance with the Stars now.
You about want to go to lunch later?
Yeah, I'm not thinking.
Hey, all right. Hey, T-Roy, out there in the Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread, Mr. Jason Anderson thinks that you guys should do a Battle Up Brady challenge for a fundraiser, just you and him.
I'll smoke Anderson.
He did say hi and welcome back, by the way.
Yeah,
he missed you.
He knows I'll smoke him.
So what's going on with Zeke and your Cowboys?
We're going to be fine.
Keep seeing all these talks about, are they going to trade him? Are they going to...
Nah. Why would they trade him?
I don't know. That's what I wonder.
No. They're doing just fine.
You have no concern?
The only way you're getting through the Super Bowl is through the Dallas Cowboys this year, Mr. Bear fan. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, okay.
It's true.
I can't wait till we break down the our wins losses and look at the over-unders.
They dumped Alan Hearns yesterday. That was the guy that got injured in the playoff game last year.
We are down to 23 days to gambling in the state of Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to it.
It's okay. I know you're one of the first people I talked to as far as gambling. You were like, we may touch upon it when it comes up, but it's more, it's not really anything you will be aggressively as a storyline whatsoever.
No.
So, and I don't think when you guys, write about, it's not like at the end of a paragraph if the Bears open up 2-0 and you're like, well, they're on their way to covering the, whatever the over-under on the year is. You're not going to add that in or anything. But are you at all going to check it out? Are you going to place a bet on your Bears to win the division?
No.
It's not for you.
Are they knocking Aaron Rodgers out for the year, game 1?
I got other things to spend my money on. Well, are they going to knock Aaron Rodgers out again?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That guy can't stay healthy anymore.
That's what I told
He's
you.
He's had 4 or 5 significant injuries now in the last 6-7 years.
Hold on about Stocking. I got to read Stocking from the Vance Pizza
Here
Facebook
we go.
I got to read Stocking. Bears defense will not be as good as they were last year.
Okay.
Bears will struggle. Trubisky is not very good. He wears the same number as Bobby Douglas and plays like him.
First of all,
you know what? If Stocking is as accurate as he was last year, I love this comment.
First of all, saying the Bears defense is not going to be as good is not a hard comment when you're the number 1 defense in the league. You're probably going to regress.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'd say that.
Who's Bobby Douglas?
That's another thing. He's the starter for the Bears from 1969 to 1972. It's going to be something weird like that with a QBR of 89.8. I don't know.
Trubisky's fine.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with Biscuit.
The Packer fans seem to feel that Biscuit is terrible, though. I got in a Twitter beef with a Packer fan because I said, well, be careful because the Bears' defense is going to get to him, and that will ruin your season.
You got a little tweef?
Yeah, a little tweef.
Did you have a layover?
I was just being honest with him. No, but I was
layover
like being honest with him. I'm like, you are in trouble if things go like last year. If he gets hurt, and this is game 1, they hurt him early on in the season last year. I want to say that was game 3.
It was game 1. He got hurt.
Even last year was?
Yeah.
Game opening night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he came back on supposedly
Was it,
one.
no, it was a Sunday night game.
Or it was opening week.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
it was week 1.
Yeah. So the
Bears
same
got
thing
to
can
that
happen
20-point
this year. I
lead.
mean, they were killing him. I mean, and I don't think they did anything up in Green Bay to address anything.
No, they signed Adrian Amos.
Okay.
Yeah, see.
All those Packer fans will tell you they signed Adrian Amos, who must be the Bears' best defender because they're like, oh wow, we got Adrian Amos.
So
yeah,
how are
I'm talking about they got to address their offensive line. But anyway, yeah.
What about the Vikings? What about the Lions?
Well, I mean, the Lions are the Lions. They're going to be 6-10 like they always are.
I think the Lions.
I think the Vikings will be better.
I think the Lions will be improved. The Vikings are still going to be a team to reckon with. I mean, they were.
I just
they
don't
were,
trust Kirk
They
Cousins.
were, they were the favorite last year going in, but this year, they had some things go the wrong way. Obviously, Cousins is not
most overrated quarterback in the league.
Right.
Real quick, remember I said 1969 to 1972?
Yeah.
Bobby Douglas.
Yeah,
Bobby Douglas was the Bears quarterback from 1969 to 1975.
Oh boy.
He ran for 972 yards in 1972. Says Brian Stocking. Stockpile #Stockpile Gold. Which, by the way, we're gonna have Stocking on soon.
Oh God.
Miss him. I haven't seen him in a while.
I miss him too.
Yeah. But that's I guess Bobby Douglas and then number 10. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I agree with you. All right. Good stat. He plays like him
Bobby
too.
Douglas isn't playing Matt Nagy's offense, so
That's true. It's a different day and age. So the Lions
the
not so much.
offense
What about the
only
Vikings?
wins regular
Are the
season
Vikings? Are they a threat in the North?
I think they're a wild
so.
card.
I think they're a threat.
So are you saying the Packers
they're
aren't?
borderline wild card.
No.
Packers are not.
I think the Vikings are better than the Packers, and I'll bet you that the Lions are much more improved. The Lions could be better than the Packers this year.
Whoa.
It's a bold statement.
That
It
is
just depends
a
on
bold
how much.
statement, Cotton.
It depends on how healthy Aaron Rodgers stays. That's it. I'm basing it off that. Don't at
Well,
me,
we've said
Packer
that.
fan.
Yeah, no.
But I'm saying,
Everyone said
it's the truth.
We've said that. We've said that Aaron Rodgers should win the MVP every year because once he goes down, the entire team goes down.
Yeah, we'll see if Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur how long that lasts too.
Well, and it's still my thing too.
LaFleur.
Cram it at me, cram, LaFleur. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And this?
He's getting old, man. I'm sorry. It's the way it goes.
And this is.
And it doesn't like he has a Bill Belichick around him to help him.
His legs are breaking down, and that was a big part of why he was such a big threat.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's the fun thing about the football season. I mean,
He also hates all his receivers except for Devontae Adams too.
He's a
they
private.
got
What do you
rid
mean
of
he hates
everyone.
He hates everybody.
He couldn't all those rookie receivers last year. All those stuff about how they don't run the right routes. So he wasn't working with them. Like what was it, Equinemius St. Brown and what's his face, Valdez Scantling, and
He's a prima donna, dude.
So what do
he's
you?
a prima donna.
He's a private guy. What do you want him to do? Have people over for brunch on Sunday? Like on Sundays, yeah.
At least
he
brunch.
could at least try and talk to his family once in a while.
All right.
Uh-oh. Now it's getting personal.
All right. Yeah.
Bobby, have you looked at any other NFC North predictions?
I haven't looked at any. to be
It's
honest with you.
hilarious. It is all over the map. It is Packers are going to win the division. They're going to run away with it. It's Bears are going to win the division. They're going to run away with it. It's the Vikings are going to come out of nowhere. And you're right that the Lions are always still going to be where they're.
I'm telling you, Lions are going to be better this year.
Bears defense.
There are experts picking the Bears to be similar, maybe 11-5, or maybe get to 12-4 again. There's some that say 13-3, and then there's ones that have them down at 8-8 or 6-10. I've seen it's hilarious.
Their defense is going to keep them in enough games.
Right, and they're everything
Right.
is saying like serious regression, downgrading this, downgrading that. Haha Dix and whoever else they have replacing these guys that left are saying these are serious downgrades. Trubisky's going to struggle. This and this and this. They said all that last year too.
Yeah.
They said the same thing. And you're right with Troy, like you said, with Green Bay, they need to worry about a line.
Yeah, their O-line's their problem.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers, but you need to protect Aaron Rodgers.
And the
He's-
dude
he's gold.
The dude I had a tweet with is bringing up some rookie that they got like late second round. I'm like, and some journeyman O-lineman. I'm like, you're adding that to the Beluga that gets hurt all the time, and a couple other guys that are always hurt that couldn't couldn't protect him last year. I'm like, okay, good luck.
Does the Bears defense still have Akeem Hicks, Khalil Mack, and Eddie Jackson? Yes, then they're going to be okay.
I didn't hear anything after Khalil Mack.
Yeah, exactly. But they also have Eddie Jackson.
I'm sorry, because if you watched games last year, this is how exciting that guy was. If you listen to how many times you hear his name, on every play, his name is mentioned when he's on the field. He's involved in every play.
But think about this, too. That game last year was game 1. Who was injured for the Packers that game? Nobody.
Right.
Until they got to Aaron.
No, and that was like, what, 5 days after he'd signed?
Right.
I'm
just saying, dude, it's going to be nasty. And
I think Akeem Hicks is maybe even more valuable to that defense.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say more valuable, but he's
very. I mean, I know he had a Pro Bowl finally, but he's been a Pro Bowl type player since he's been there.
Well, you still have the rookie linebacker who's going to make bounds.
Oh, who I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
No, I can't.
The Georgia kid, though.
Yeah, the Georgia kid. Rolando Smith or
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith. All right, Bobby, you're headed up to Cedar Rapids tonight. Cover Pleasant Valley versus Linmar, right?
Sure am.
All right, and then we've got Central versus Western Dubuque up in Farley.
Doesn't Linmar play out in the middle of a cornfield?
It's like a middle school,
Yeah.
Yeah, I played there.
Well, yeah, were they in your conference then?
Yeah, back then they were.
Okay. And Assumption, the boys are playing tonight down in Muscatine. And Assumption girls are winning right now, you said, in the state semifinals. North Scott plays tonight. Louisa Muscatine versus West Liberty this afternoon as well, right?
Correct.
So that's all Eastern Iowa. You can follow Bobby at Bobby Metcalf88 on Twitter.
Sounds right.
Sounds about right to me. Bobby, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Well,
despite what Jay might say.
I know.
I know Koss goes back and brags that, he's more liked. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Well, now that he's got this league named after him or whatever else.
Yeah.
He's had that for like 5 years.
I know he has, but the thing is, it just became like somehow oddly enough like relevant on Twitter, even though they had it. But then I started seeing it, and then you guys ran a story on it. He's got these kids from high school started a youth league, and not a youth league, their own pickup basketball league. But yeah, it's community cost.
Community cost.
Yeah.
It was driveway cost, and now it's community cost.
That's great.
So we're gonna do something for Metcalf, but I'll turn it down. He won't give us the rights to the name.
Money's with Metcalf.
I gotta hang on to my rights.
That's right. You're right. All right. Well, thank you so much, and sorry that it took me so long to get you back in here.
I didn't know you liked us that much.
Yeah, I knew he did. I knew he liked us.
So, I love you guys, but I don't know if the feeling's mutual. So.
Don't be like that.
You're hurting feelings now.
All right. Read me an ad, buddy. We'll be right back. That's Bobby Metcalf. Tom Caker from Hawkeye Report's going to be on next.
Do you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start? Call Dunright TV and Security Solutions, your Dish Premier local retailer, to get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest in smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader in technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. Sign up today and receive a Nest doorbell system free, courtesy of our friends at Dunright. Call 866-84-RIGHT today and let Dunright provide local, professional installation with personal service that's trusted by thousands of businesses and homeowners in the Quad Cities. Restrictions apply and requires an internet-connected Hopper. That's Dunright TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the dugout, and they're examining my bat. There's all these things going around, conferences on the field, and if they call me out for using too much pine tar, I'm going to run out there and I'll kill one of those SOBs. And as soon as I said that, it was pretty amazing. Tim McClellan starts looking at me, and then he points a finger at me and calls me out. Kind of lost my cool. Believe me, I had no idea what I looked like running out of the field. I didn't even know I ran out that fast. I thought I just walked, but I was so fired up. 30-something years later, it's one of the proudest moments of my life.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 93.5.
Maybe you're ready to be a homeowner or looking towards retiring a little early. When you have plans, Midwest Bank has ideas to help bring them to life. From personal loans to mortgages, home improvement loans, and more, the experts at First Midwest Bank will work with you to give you and your family momentum toward life. You have plans. First Midwest Bank has ideas. Talk to one of our expert bankers in the Quad Cities today and learn more at firstmidwestbank.com/ideas. First Midwest, your local Quad Cities bank. Loan subject to credit approval. If security interest is property, property insurance is required.
Join the fun on 2nd Street in downtown Davenport at Street Fest, presented by Cobham during Big 7 weekend on July 26th and 27th. From corn dogs and funnel cakes to Greek favorites and barbecue, enjoy a wide variety of festival food. Catch live local music from your favorite artists, including ZZ Top and AC/DC tribute bands, and even a New Orleans-style marching band. Craft and retail vendors, family activities, and more will be on hand. This nearly 50-year-old Quad Cities tradition is not to be missed. Street Fest is presented by Cobham and sponsored by Town Square Media, WHBF-TV, Mediacom, Quad City Times, and Kimberly Car City. Don't miss the Quad City's biggest homecoming party. This event is free and all ages, so make plans to come grab some lunch or dinner with the family in downtown Davenport and catch a show. See you at Street Fest on July 26th and 27th. Visit downtowndavenport.com for more details.
I need a superhero.
I just donated my car to Arrowhead Ranch for their upcoming auto auction on October 19th.
How does that make you a superhero?
My donation will help at-risk youth. I can deduct it from my taxes, and they even came and picked it up from my cave.
Ah, my hero.
Time is running out. Visit arrowheadyouth.org and donate your vehicle to Arrowhead Ranch, and you too can be a superhero.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5, KJOC Bettendorf.
And we are back here in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. And this is Don't Hassle Us Local here on ESPN 93.5, live in studio from Hawkeye Report. Tom Kakert.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up,
buddy. How was your European vacation?
It's good.
You went to Europe?
Oh,
Yeah, I was over, flew to Barcelona. My son had finished up his...
Do you pronounce it Barcelona?
Yeah. He's way into Barcelona life.
Yeah.
He's like, he's back, right?
Yeah.
But does he give you, like, when we were in Barcelona,
Yeah,
we did
well,
it this way?
You know, it's so funny because there, they've got the train system. So he and his friends just kind of went wild. By the way, it's his 15th birthday today. So happy birthday, Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack.
Yeah, so happy birthday to Jack. And so he and his friends just kind of had the run of the city. They just get in the trains and go wherever and hang out and go to the beach. And they don't have trains that run out to Bluegrass.
No.
You can get the one down in Buffalo, I guess. You could ride that rail into town, but so he enjoyed his freedom over there.
I bet, yeah. And now he's back.
He's back. We went over to Rome, went to the Vatican, went to Florence.
When in Rome.
Went to
I don't know what it means. It just
went down, saw Pompeii, then came back and then went to Chicago for Big Ten Media Day last week.
How was the Big Ten Media Day?
Boring.
Was it?
It has become totally irrelevant. It's you don't get anything out of it, really.
The only thing I took out of it, and I guess also I'm looking at information that's more relevant to what I follow, was that Harbaugh commented on the transfer rules, specifically Oliver Martin. Kinnick might have beer in 2020.
Yeah, maybe next year. I think
That's
next
what I'm
year's
saying,
probably
2020. And then, you know what? I even forgot the third thing that I took away.
Yeah, this wasn't very newsy.
That Nebraska and Iowa each got 14 first place
votes in the media pool.
But Iowa had more times ranked 6th, so they got they're picked second to win the West. So
and none of that matters.
No, because they broke it down and how the media is done. And
Yeah, I got to watch the Nebraska game last year in that spot where you can drink.
Yeah.
Right now, the new whatever you call
Club seating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I got to hook up on some seats. So
Yeah, the beer's coming.
That person is out there listening. I would love to get those again.
Beer is coming, and it'd be good that they have beer. I mean, it's just I think the demand's there. There was a story in the Cedar Rapids Gazette yesterday about revenue for Iowa athletics for football specifically not meeting the projection for the budget, probably about $1 million short. Now they're still getting $54 million from TV revenue, and they're still getting it was I think $22 million from football only revenue.
Yeah. And they're still not making.
So they're still making crazy amount of money.
Yeah,
And they made a big point about, well, Iowa State exceeded their football revenue, but Iowa State's football revenue was like, 12, 13 million or something.
Yeah.
So it's almost apples and oranges. But they've got to keep an eye on that revenue stream. And you'd figure that if they started selling beer, I think you're going to make up that $1 million difference on 12 Saturdays.
Wonder what. Yeah.
Or on 7 Saturdays, I should say, at Kinnick.
Well, you might make it up in one Saturday.
Yeah.
I wonder what the insurance is and everything else or whatnot. But and they're gonna not to get.
They probably have to have it already anyway because they serve alcohol.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. But I'm just and now also added security because kids and whatnot. But I don't know. It's not
the same amount of security. Everything's gonna be fine. You just turn a hot dog stand into a beer stand. It's real easy.
Well, I like it.
I mean,
I want it to happen.
You're
Obviously,
paying all the licensing anyway because you have beers in other part of the stadium. It's not just because you're expanding to the other parts that it's going to cost you more, per se. Maybe once you get to that level, I don't think they add on for the other seats.
And so obviously Harbaugh touched upon Oliver Martin, the transfer.
Yeah, and there's still nothing definitive. Could happen anytime when you get a ruling one way or the other. So we'll wait on Oliver Martin. I wish they would have brought Epinesa just because there might be. Kirk was talking about, well, he could come next year or whatever. We look forward to having him come next year. Might not have next year for him, so we'll see. I think everybody's kind of looking at it in the wrong direction, though. That like he's already gone. And he's going to leave after this year, and I'm still not convinced that's going to happen. Just knowing AJ and knowing his family a little bit, but
you're not convinced.
Not convinced he's gone if he has a great year. Just not.
Okay.
Just not. Let's let him have the great year first.
Yeah, instead of start speculating, of course.
Everybody's already got him like a top 10 pick, and like Kirk said, he hasn't started a game for us yet.
That's true. Yeah, and then obviously, and then that's the other thing. You're going to have the people with their stock watch. Like, he comes out with a great game, then everyone's going to say he's gone. If he comes down, he just hurt his draft stock.
Yeah.
So then he's not going to.
It's going to be the same thing with Tristan Wirfs and Alaric Jackson this year, that both those guys are on that radar. I wrote something about that, too. And that might impact, if there's concern at Iowa about either of those tackles or both those tackles leaving, do you try to get Mark Kellenberger in at guard this year and get him some snaps? They did that with like Brian Balaga, Riley Reef.
Did he end up redshirting last year?
No, he had already redshirted.
Okay.
So
because he did get a start last year.
He started the first game for Alaric Jackson. I think it was Jackson, or maybe it was Wirfs. One of the two. So yeah, he got one start under his belt. So I think both those guys were out for the first game.
What do you? We'll go through
Somebody
this.
Somebody got in trouble for
the worst got in trouble for the scooter thing.
Yep. The scooter thing.
And then Alaric Jackson, I think, got suspended for another thing. But God, my memory's fading.
I think Kellenberg started for Wirfs last year.
Yeah, he was out there. Had a good game.
Yeah, he did.
I have no real belief that Oliver Martin's he's going to be cleared. I don't think he's going to. I think they're going to force him to sit out.
That might happen that way.
I mean, even though, and I know we talked to Randazzo on Monday, and he's like, the longer it takes, it's better for Oliver Martin. But I just don't. I guess I mean, and obviously we always bring up the Drew Ott situation, but I just don't see it. I mean, it frustrates fans, it frustrates Iowa fans. You might as well just automatically, in my eyes, just be prepared that.
Yeah, I think you just go into it with the mentality that you're not counting on him, but if it happens, great. And I think that's how they're viewing it, is if you get him, then it's like a bonus. So I think that's probably the proper way to evaluate it.
Yeah, and I mean, Harbaugh, the whole thing where it kind of was a shock to him that Oliver Martin was a transfer and he was at the top of their chart in spring practices. Yeah. Okay, Harbaugh. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Harbaugh's a weird guy.
The one thing I will take out of him, though, he
fired shots at
Urban. Who?
At Urban.
Yeah, and I on Twitter I
it's
shared
easy
it.
to do when he's gone.
True.
But what he said was true.
Yep, it has.
It was true, but it's
Very
easy
true.
it's easy to fire shots when he's not there.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, did he ever beat Urban?
Yeah, I know that's what people. I'm sure that's what the Ohio State University fans say.
You know what Jim Harbaugh hasn't done? He hasn't beaten Iowa either.
No one points that out.
Take
though, I
that.
guess.
Take that, Van Severn.
Yeah, and then let's see, in Nebraska in the West, in Frost, brand new, and he's got. I don't know. I don't. I guess. I mean, anyone can go back to this point right here.
I think there's an element of Big Ten media that wants Nebraska to be good because they're name brand. And I understand that. And I do think they'll be better. I mean, you can look at it from two different perspectives. One, they were 4-8 last year, but they were 4-2 in their last 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
So they got better, and they have probably the most dynamic quarterback, I think, in the Big Ten. I think that's fair to say. Maybe Justin Fields will end up being that guy, but I think Martinez is a really dynamic player. My question with him is he going to hold up over 12 games?
Exactly.
Playing that style, it's hard to see a guy hold up. It really is.
One more thing that came out of Big Ten media, and I don't know if this is all fun and just to fill for clicks, but the conference realignment, divisional realignment.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Everybody had something to say about it.
Yeah, I get the point, because if you were going to make a case, you could probably make a pretty strong case that in the last, maybe decade-ish kind of time frame, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State have been the top 4 programs.
Good.
Wisconsin probably has an argument in there.
Okay.
But that 4 of those are in one division, and maybe you split them up. I do see the idea behind that, but I like the geographic thing.
Of course, it's the way it's supposed to be.
The legends and leaders thing was just terrible.
It's the awful legends and leaders. That's the thing you go back to.
They tried it once and nobody liked it. That's why I'm just kind of like, just
you
screw
want the
this.
regional thing because of the border war type stuff.
Because
it makes sense.
During that stretch when they had legends and leaders, Iowa and Wisconsin didn't play for like 3 years in a row, and that's a great game.
Yeah.
That was missed out on. So I would be opposed to it. What's life going to be like if they flip Nebraska over? Now it might be different if you could.
We are living in
a
bad sports world if people cannot remember the legends and leaders and think that they need to change things up.
Yeah.
I don't care. This is so what, we need to move it around because Michigan State or Michigan or Penn State doesn't think it's fair that they have to go through Ohio State the last 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
That's that. I don't care. That's like LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M. All saying it's not fair that we're with Alabama.
The argument is that who ends up winning most of the Big Ten championship games? It's a team from the East.
Good. I mean, I don't know what to tell you from there. Alabama seems to be doing pretty well in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, something happens and then they get in and they get into playoffs and everyone loses their mind or they lose a game and that's what they can do. it's geographic. It's the way that it just feels like it's always been this way.
Yeah, nobody's pining away for the SEC to kind of flip things around.
Nobody is. And again, if someone's out there can say different, say like, hey, I'm a huge LSU fan, and here's this many articles saying that we need to change things up because we don't want to be runner-up to Alabama every year in the SEC West, then show it to me. That's fine. But I just don't see it. I don't see any reason for it.
Yeah, I like the fact that Iowa's going to play Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nebraska every year.
And then the other fact, I'm not even.
Because if Legends and Leaders came back or something like that, they would not play those 4 teams every year.
Was it Dockerman who had like each team's assigned 3 rivals?
Yeah,
and he gave them Minnesota, Nebraska, and Wisconsin to Iowa. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have people that are like, Iowa's not a rival to Nebraska. Like they'll just come right out. Like dumb Nebraska fans will just turn around. They're not a rival. I don't know. That's their comment to Dockerman. Like they share a border.
Yeah.
Like who's Nebraska then going in turn going to be the rival?
Nebraska's a rival.
Yeah. Who?
But the reason they're saying it is dense Nebraska fan thinks that they're Nebraska from the 90s still. They think they're a better program than Iowa when they're not right now.
I'm saying give me the criteria of a rival outside of it, if it doesn't, if a border doesn't. I mean,
we're still rivals with Illinois, even though they've been terrible at football lately.
And Iowa's outscored Illinois the last 3 meetings, 136-16.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's still a rival.
But it is to us, though. I mean, we're on the border.
Well, Illinois still hates us.
Does someone in Cedar Rapids feel that way? Does someone in Cedar Rapids feel that way? Someone in Cedar Falls, Waterloo feel that way?
I hope so.
I'm just saying.
If you're a
I think
Hawkeye fan, you should.
The people in Western Iowa feel that Nebraska is a big rivalry.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the people in
But if you're a Hawkeye fan right now, Jay, I don't care where you live in the state of Iowa, you should hate Minnesota.
Sure.
You should hate Nebraska. You should hate Illinois, and you should hate Wisconsin.
I'm down for all of it. I don't like anybody in the Big Ten outside.
Oh, and while I'm at it, you hate Northwestern too.
Yes. Yeah,
those are your border schools, and don't sleep on them. They've been sneaking up and
Speaking of Northwestern, what about Pat Fitzgerald?
He's dropping truth bombs.
I love that. He said most of they have 4th or whatever else overall in the Big Ten. In the Big Ten West, and then he said like, riders must be all the riders who vote on this must be over 45 years old and remember that we won like how many games and won last year. It was great.
How about his other one about kids on cell phones?
Oh yeah, why football is declining, the attendance.
Yeah.
What all did he say though? I just know he picked it up and just went on.
It was like he and his wife were at the dinner and he saw two young couples out for dinner and they weren't even conversing with each other. They were all just flipping on their phone, staring at their phone.
It's a nightmare.
Entire dinner, and that's what drives everything, And he's right.
He's right.
He's right.
He's right. There's more interaction that people have with their phones.
There were people that sit at dinner and text each other instead of talk.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. But again, like I'll point to this. I mean, 10 years ago, someone would walk into the Pints, and I'd say like, "Hey, what can I get you to drink?" And they'd say like, "I'm waiting for somebody." All right, right away, like almost like it was like taboo. Like I can't be in a bar alone.
Sure.
Because I can't be drinking alone. I'm waiting for someone. I'd say, that's great. Do you want me to get anything while you're waiting? No, I'll wait for them. That's fine. Now they have an automatic companion.
Yeah.
And people walk in alone. They're like, yeah, I'll take a Bud Light, Miller Light. Doesn't matter. I don't want to plug one or the other right now. And they'll go to their phones. They have a companion.
Yeah.
But before, when it was all, before you had a computer in your hand.
Yeah.
People would be like, they'd be like, no, I'm waiting for someone.
I'll tell you, we had a little media session training thing, and with the Iowa coaches, football coaches. And one thing that Phil Parker does, he has a phone basket right by the door, and everybody has to turn it. When the players go into his defensive back meetings, they have to turn in their phones.
That's
he takes
great.
them away.
Yeah.
He puts them in a basket and says, "You can grab them when we leave the meeting."
There's nothing that important right now. This is the most important thing. That's what it should be. Yeah. No, I mean, there are some fun things out of the what we were talking about, the Big Ten Media Day, but overall
the whole theme was Jim Delaney's last hurrah, and that was it. Big Jim riding off into the sunset.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, We're going to have Jay Rude, the interim sportsbook manager for the Rhythm City Casino. We're going to talk to him. Tom's going to stick around here because I know we have some questions. And we off the air probably, we have to hash out when we're going to do the Big Ten, the over-unders, the best bets.
Next week.
You want to do it next week?
Next week.
All right, I love it. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Be right back. We're going to have more with Tom Kickert.
Make all your Sundays fun days at Pints with 250 20-ounce domestic trash, $3 you call it, and live music from 5 to 8. Pints supplies the partio, you supply the fun. Check out this lineup coming up for the partio at Pints this Sunday, the 28th, Lewis Knutson, followed by on the 4th, Molly Durnan. On August 11th, Jordan Danielson. August 18th, Robert Ray Bunch. And on August 25th, back by popular demand, Jay, you know who we have?
Scottsdale.
No.
Who?
Douglas Big Undies Brundies.
Sunday, perfect weather out there, packed. Partio was packed, beautiful.
Yeah, we had a great Sunday.
Great time out there. All right, we will be right back.
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the dugout, and they're examining my bat. There's all these things going around, conferences on the field. And if they call me out for using too much pine tar, I'm going to run out there and I'll kill one of those SOBs. And as soon as I said that, it was pretty amazing. Tim McClellan starts looking at me, and then he points a finger at me and calls me out. Kind of lost my cool. Believe me, I had no idea what I looked like running out of the field. I didn't even know I ran out that fast. I thought I just walked, but I was so fired up. 30-something years later, it's one of the proudest moments of my life.
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 93.5.
Everyone has their Iowa State Fair favorites. For some, it's the rides at Thrillville. For just about everyone, it's any kind of food on a stick. What's your Iowa State Fair favorite?
It's got to be the entertainment. How can you go wrong with nearly 150 different concerts packed into 11 days? And they're all free with my gate admission. I can't wait to hear Maddie Poppy, the Flatland Cavalry, Kicks, Chicks with Hits, and Princess Purple Experience. They're all appearing at the fair this year, and I never miss the regulars like Hairball, Ron Diamond, The Nadas, Country Gold, and Vocal Trash. But music isn't the only free entertainment. There's livestock shows, street entertainers, crazy contests.
Nothing compares to your favorite bands for your favorite price. Free with gate admission at the Iowa State Fair, August 8th through the 18th in Des Moines. Visit iowastatefair.org for details.
Sea Lion Splash, and Bandoloni.
Join the fun on 2nd Street in downtown Davenport at Street Fest, presented by Cobham during Big 7 weekend on July 26th and 27th. From corn dogs and funnel cakes to Greek favorites and barbecue, enjoy a wide variety of festival food. Catch live local music from your favorite artists, including ZZ Top and AC/DC tribute bands, and even a New Orleans-style marching band. Craft and retail vendors, family activities, and more will be on hand. This nearly 50-year-old Quad Cities tradition is not to be missed. Street Fest is presented by Cobham and sponsored by Town Square Media, WHBF-TV, Mediacom, Quad City Times, and Kimberly Car City. Don't miss the Quad City's biggest homecoming party. This event is free and all ages, so make plans to come grab some lunch or dinner with the family in downtown Davenport and catch a show. See you at Street Fest on July 26th and 27th. Visit downtowndavenport.com for more details.
Start your day with Golick and Wingo. Enjoy your lunch with the only local sports show in town. Don't hassle us. We're local 12 to 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 93.5.
All right, Quad Cities, we're back here at the Hassle Castle. I can't even see Hassle and Castle. I'm messing it up. Anyway, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. This is Don't Hassle, so local here on ESPN 93.5. And Jay, please introduce our guest.
Yeah, real quick. Tom had to step out. He's going to go pick up a birthday cake for his son, Jack. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Jack. But in studio now, we got Jay Rude. Jay is the interim sports betting manager for the Rhythm City Casino. Yes?
Well, kind of, yes.
Okay.
I'm with BetWorks, which
Okay.
is a company that's going to provide sports betting services to the Rhythm City Sportsbook.
Mhm.
And we're based out of Las Vegas. We're out here with a colleague of mine, and we're going to help him get trained up on how to operate a sportsbook in this jurisdiction. I've done it for 25 years, 25-year veteran of running sportsbooks in Las Vegas, and we're trying to help individuals that are in the new world of this get up and running.
Well, we're definitely in the new world.
Yeah. So yeah, for everybody out there that would maybe is familiar with going to Vegas or other places like that, tell them what Rhythm City is going to have to offer. How it's going to look.
So yeah, Rhythm City Sportsbook is going to be. They have draft day there, which is a great place to go and watch the games, and we're going to develop a POS sports betting point of sale counter right in front of it. They're going to have a couple of windows there that you're going to be able to engage and make your daily bets, your future bets, and then there's going to be throughout the casino a few kiosks that you'll be able to engage with, and then over in one of their featured bars over on the side, they're going to have another live window that'll support on overflow days, and they'll have a kiosk there as well. I just walked the property. It's a gorgeous property. It's brand new property, and their staff's really excited to get this going before football season. And it's a learning curve that everyone's going to learn from in the first few weeks. So, when I opened a new casino with my old company in New Jersey, it was literally like Super Bowl for 2 straight weeks.
Yes.
We had lines of 3 hours of people coming in betting the futures on anything and everything, but generally it was the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants, and not so much the Jets last year. But that's kind of what we're expecting a little bit.
Well,
now, when we had, I'm sorry, Jay, but when we had Wes Ericke on many times now, he did talk about an app. So is that something you guys are going to have available as well, kicking it off, or is that more in the future?
No, on launch we're going to have EliteSportsbook.com. And that's going to be associated that you'll be able to come into Rhythm City Casino and sign up for that, and then you'll be able to bet anywhere in the state of Iowa.
It'd be like geofencing, right?
Geofencing. Yeah, geofenced
60
Iowa.
yards.
And you'll be able to do anything and everything that you can do in the actual sports book in Rhythm City, but you'll also get the benefit of being able to have other offerings that on the app, such as in play, that is a little bit difficult to conduct at the counter. It's because everything moves so quickly, the markets open and close. It's a little bit more difficult. It's a much better experience on the app.
Yeah, because you can run into a line when you want to get up there and play and everything.
Yeah, and then you also don't have to worry about your ticket fading or losing your ticket or getting back to the property to grade your ticket. It all goes right into your virtual wallet, and then you'll be able to move money in and out of your wallet as you please.
Now let's talk about how, for the casino, this obviously for them, this is going to increase staff. It's going to increase jobs, right?
Yeah,
they had to hire more people to handle this. I hope.
Absolutely. Alex Cruz, who's going to be the head of the sports book there, is going to be running his staff of new leads and new cashiers, and he's going to be running 2 different sites on the property. And I would imagine, we're hoping, it's a good problem, that they're busy beyond belief, and that he'll have to continue to grow the staff. And I envision maybe 2-3 years down the road that this product is such in high demand that maybe you will see a build out possibly of a Vegas style casino in a place like that. They've got plenty of room out there to expand. Maybe take up 7 or 8 parking spaces and throw in a Vegas style sports book where you can come view the game, bet the games, and have just an immersed experience for all day Saturday and Sunday, like you would if you were out in Vegas.
Like you said, you've already done this in Jersey, so you're looking at the same things happen. It's nice for everything going on. It's going to help
absolutely
the economy. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Right. So the sports book in these regional properties has stimulated historically what we've seen from the data that we've collected over the 1 year since PASPA was repealed. It's stimulated about 20% growth in the drop on the casino floor in slots and also in table game handle. So it does stimulate visitation. It does create more ancillary revenue to the property. So hopefully the buffet's busier, the spa's busier. Occupancy, they're going to come as a destination resort to Rhythm Casino. That's the game plan here. That's why we're doing it. It's not just to bring in the sportsbook revenue. It's all the other revenue, the whole ecosystem that's going to exist.
To sum up what Jay is saying, he is saying everything I've been saying since May of 2000.
Yeah, but he's a professional. You're not.
I know that, Troy.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Well, what I'm saying is, as I'm sitting there watching
he said
this,
30 years in the business, Jay.
I know he has.
You look like you're 12.
And I don't even have 30 months doing this. But I did say when waiting for PASPA to overturn, and when I was going to go through, I said exactly what he said, that it can only you said growth by 20% on the games. It could only do that, and more people going in, and also to educate those with the vernacular of it.
I think he's getting back to what people in the Quad Cities remember when the boats first got here, per se. Now the casinos have moved off the rivers, but when it first got here, it was a huge deal.
And a couple things also, exactly.
And now this gets the interest back up, and like he said, it builds it into a thing where you can actually make it a destination. And let's put a water park out there where we're at it. Come on.
Yeah, well, they got plenty of land. I
want pools. I love pools.
The thing too is you're going to be able to engage with a licensed, regulated sports book rather than some of the alternate choices that you've had up to this point. Is to engage possibly in a black market area with offshore, which isn't regulated, which is risky. You're putting your money at risk every single time you do that.
Or Joey the meathead that runs his own book.
Or Joey, the local bookie down the corner who absolutely does not give you a fair shake when it comes to pricing or anything like that. So we're going to come in and we're going to have very, very competitive pricing. You're going to have we're bringing in a parlay chart that's if you do a 15 teamer, it pays 11,000 to 1.
I'm in. I love it.
You
had me a parlay chart right there. I love the business plan of it because I like the idea of we're going to come in and we know it. Like you said, there's going to be a push at the beginning. The beauty of this area is good. You brought up the Eagles and the Giants. The beauty of this area is you do have the Bears, but you also have the Packer fans. You have the Vikings that you're going to pull for them, and then it as well. You're going to have your favorites that people like to bet on and follow. Meaning the Packers are still going to be bet on. The Chiefs are another one. The Steelers, the Broncos. So you have that as well. The Cowboys, yes.
You're already getting me excited because that's a very diverse demographic, right?
Exactly.
Whereas in some of the areas that we've gone into, the Saints, we were pounded in on the Saints. I'm thankful for the ineptitude from the referees in that game because otherwise we had a really big liability in Mississippi on that. But that's a true thing. We've noticed that in the first year after PASMA has been repealed was there is regional bias, and I think in this area. Just on the local news this morning, I saw some news story about whatever, and you saw Packers, Vikings. You saw a whole diverse amount of team allegiance, which I hope is the way it is going to be at the windows too. So
I think
would imagine
it's totally going to be that way.
I mean, Iowa Hawkeyes, I would expect are going to get an extreme amount of handle.
And then, like I was saying, the growth. Like you're starting, in the draft day lounge, but you said like. You'd like to see it grow to that, and so you start. It's a good business plan because you just start, you make your money, and then you grow by 25% and grow bigger. You don't come out and just completely hit with the grand slam right away because you got to load the bases first.
Right, absolutely.
And then as for the Hawkeyes, don't worry, they'll disappoint every now and then. They'll make everything even out.
Yeah, okay.
As a lifelong Hawkeye fan, I know it's going to happen.
Here's the thing:
the win
just
total
cringe
for
at
year,
the 7.5 wins every year that gets set up. Just cringe.
Well, it's 7.5 over minus a quarter this year, so I mean, there's some expectation. So
they'll hit it. Just when everyone bets
they're going to win 9 at least.
Call into Vegas, be like, can we move that up a little bit? Can we bump the juice? And then no. But yeah, because that's weird. I mean, it's 8 in the last 5. I think they're one of how many programs have won 8 since 2013 or 2000 in the last 5 years.
They're going to win 9 or 10. He's a
7.5.
Yeah, the
bump
quarterback.
The
they got the senior quarterback. They're going to be fine.
Yeah, Stanley. I think will have a pretty good year.
Yeah.
But they'll lose the one game, and that'll save everything for you guys. We'll all be crying, but yeah.
No, I think that I love the idea that you are going to have windows there too because you have the Vegas feel outside of it, but then you also have the app. When I explained to everybody about using the app as also being with my friends is, I'll make a bet here and there like on a Monday night game or whatever else. But myself and I can speak for Tira. I think we'd rather be together, a group of guys, and if there's a game on a Sunday. And it's Sunday afternoon, and let's just say that they're not that exciting, but it's still halftime. We're like, do you guys want to throw in for the second half? That's more fun for us than to do it on your app, screen snap it, send it to your buddies on a mass text who all go, I don't care. Yeah. It's more fun to do it all together.
You guys throw a ticket down on the counter, and everyone gets all jacked up about it.
Everyone throws in $10, and let's stick around for a little bit, make it exciting. And that's what I think of the experience. The other thing is also
as long as we're drinking beer, I'm in.
Yeah, DFS. That's going to be a huge deal because now Iowans have had to go over to Illinois before for DFS. You couldn't do it in Iowa.
Or get a credit card with Illinois address.
So
basically what you had to do.
You're opening a world also to the people that are fantasy experts. I mean, everybody's a fantasy expert.
Yeah, you guys going to do anything with the fantasy type thing, or is that not? Is that more their own thing?
That's more daily fantasy is more of a niche thing that is not necessarily going to fall under. We're traditional sports betting company.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, because now you're adding more people that are going to watch fantasy even more. They're going to need a place to go out together.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to carve yourself into the Quad City area of a destination place to be on Sunday, Thursday, and Monday. I really do, and Saturday as well. But especially with that DFS, because leagues get together. And sorry to name drop, I think you are going to hit into the Buffalo Wild Wings and the Hooters type of brand. I really do.
Yeah.
And we're all really excited. And
what's a Hooters, Jay?
Yeah, exactly.
I
we've been banging this drum for a while.
The general manager at Rhythm City, Mo, he's looking for Mo business. So he's going to get it.
There you go,
and
Mo.
draft parties, all that stuff, right? Fantasy folds right into this perfect because
and draft day's got a great spot for all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Absolutely. And then, but fantasy, daily fantasy and season-long fantasy grows the sportsbook customer.
Of course.
And that's what and sports betting the last 7, 8, 10 years, more so the 6, 7, 8 years, has been you've seen the education of the customer happen right in front of our eyes because they now understand the power of the point spread. It's not always just these masses coming in, laying the favorite and betting the over every single game. Like when I first started my career, you could just count on every NFL game. You could go down the list and it would be like, all right, so we need dog and under, dog and under, dog and under, dog and under almost every single game, 15, 20 years ago. That's not the case anymore now. People are much more savvy to matchups, specifically defensive matchups to the offense. When a total is 37, people understand now there's a reason it's 37.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, wow, that's on sale, I am betting over automatically. They don't do that anymore. The customer is much more savvy.
Preaching right there about the dog and under every time, because every time we talk about it and we're like, we do like a hassle streak bet, and it's always like, man, and it's amongst us and the best bet for the day, and it's always like, I don't want to bet for them not, I don't want to cheer for them not to score points. That's the thing, it's hard to do. So
that's the business I operate in.
Mm-hmm.
There was this I don't know if you guys know Gil Alexander. He was on VSiN in Vegas, but he goes, you always root for lack of human achievement. You want the under. You don't want points to be scored. You want nothing to happen. And I go, that'd be fine by me. As a bookmaker,
Jay and I are pretty good at setting odds. If you ever need anybody,
we are.
If you're ever looking.
I'm always looking for guys. We
do guess the lines.
I'm gonna need a guy to do PBR bull riding. You guys know anything about that?
Jay can ride bulls.
I can make it work. I know we know Whiplash.
They don't have a bull big enough for me yet. I don't know what's going on.
Now the question that other people are gonna ask: horse racing.
Yes. How's
that gonna go?
Yeah, that's going to be a phase 2 sort of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think every sports book should probably have, some pari-mutuel. It just goes naturally hand in hand, right? Because there's a lot of time throughout the day that is, not necessarily you've got sports betting going on or something that you can watch and engage in.
Yeah.
But horse racing, I think you guys got tracks here locally. It's something that seems like a natural fit for here to offer your customers here in Iowa. And, I would be thrilled to bring horse racing to the elitesportsbook.com and also the Rhythm City Sportsbook as well, because I think that solves a day process like betting horses and watching the Cubs. I mean, come on, that's a good afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got to wrap it up. Jay, we want to thank you so much for your time.
It felt like you were only here 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's been great talking with you and look forward to speaking with you again and working with you. I want to thank Tom Caker for coming on, Bobby Metcalf, the one called Steve Manders. We'll see you tonight at Black and Brave Wrestling at the River Bandits.
Don't forget tomorrow night, live music, Harrington's Pub, Molly Durnan.
We'll see y'all later. Y'all have a hassle-free Wednesday.